pulling it up here. All right, we're rolling? Yep. All right, let's go. What is up, Barnhill family? Thank you all for tuning in to the live stream tonight.
Yo, what's up, fam? How y'all doing?
We got a big one tonight, boys. We got the BMF title fight. This is going to be a great one.
Yeah, man, this is great.
Cody Garbrandt just came out Jorge Masvidal-esque there after that nut shot. So we're if you're just joining in now, we are watching the final fight of the prelims. Let me turn my computer down so you don't hear any echoing in the commentary.
I'm not much of a complainer usually, but we do talk sometimes about table times at restaurants and how they can be a little bit off and can really screw up a whole meal. This Paramount, one thing I've realized is in all the events they've put on for the UFC so far, they can't figure out how to time these events or these fights and then the breaks in between to get the main card to actually start at 8 o'clock.
No, they can't. And that was, I was very critical of ESPN and the buffering. One, it was the cost, right? It's
Bruce buffering.
$1,300 to be an MMA fan or to be a UFC fan and per year. And on top of that, my TV was just notoriously buffering with every fight, cutting in, cutting out. That was honestly a large reason why we didn't do these live streams prior to it looked like Zhao trying to give Garbrandt a taste of his own medicine there with a flying knee.
Yeah.
Straight off the break.
Yeah. And with all the breaks that have happened in this fight, they're both pretty fresh for the last 3.5 minutes of this final round.
Yeah.
Look, the BMF energy is in the crowd tonight. Zhao Long is already pointing to the ground.
3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fight. That's a bold move. He's wanting to do it's a good fair play to him because Cody Garbrandt, while he's we were talking in the Discord the other day, and if you are not part of our Discord, you definitely should join it. It's some of the most diehard MMA fans out there. They're awesome. Somebody mentioned we got somebody in the chat here. Johnny, I'm working inside a barn while watching the fights. What's up, man?
Yo.
Inside of a barn, like a horse stable, or what are we talking about?
Elaborate on that, please.
Yeah, I want to hear more about this barn. But we got to talking the other day about how Cody truly, he's fallen off, no question. But when he beat Dominic Cruz, when you think of flow state, like if you want to define flow state inside the octagon, few performances were as good as Garbrandt over Cruz. He styled on him.
I think it was December 30th of 2018 or 2017 or something like that.
You have a good memory. Is that right? We have 107 people in the chat. Or
let's go.
People watching. Let's go, guys.
Everybody,
let us know where you're from.
Yeah.
It seems like we've got only
Send
a
location.
few on YouTube, so it must be. Is that X that most of them are on, Chris? Or let me take a look here. I love that. It's awesome. We've been doing this for the first several cards of the year. Unfortunately, we didn't make it last week. Had some stuff come up, but here we are tonight for the big one. And quite honestly, last week's wasn't the cat's.
It wasn't live stream worthy.
Honest.
Yeah. But this fight is already pretty entertaining for the main event of the prelims. Who y'all got winning this one? To full transparency, we didn't get to see the first round because we were coming to the studio. So I didn't get to see it. Obviously, this third round's hard to judge because there's been some nut shots and some stoppages. But both guys appear to be pointing to the ground quite often, though not engaging, and then jumping a lot.
Max Holloway was pretty clear. By the way, Joey said, just joking because you have a barn in your name. So there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Like a barn on a hill. That's how I describe it anytime I'm talking to somebody on they're like, what's your name? I say Nick Barnhill. And they go, how do you spell it? I say like a barn on a hill. Super easy.
But you won't believe how many times I'm at like the DMV or somewhere where, they'll call your name over a loudspeaker or whatever. And Stephen Barnhole. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Stephen Barnhill, but
I'll take barnyard over barnhole. Cornhole ended up becoming my nickname in high school for a little while.
I don't know if they can hear me, but tell them this one. The worst I've gotten was one time barn animal.
Chris got barn animal.
Chris was called Chris Barn Animal.
Chris Barn Animal.
That's a pretty good one. And I'll give you a little history lesson. Everybody, my brothers included. Barnhill, I wanted to know the origins. So it's a Scottish and Irish last name, but apparently Barnhill means like not only is it a barn on a hill, but it's a barn on the barley hill.
Is that
so
right?
we're not really drinkers, but
Right.
it would be kind of cool to see like a Barnhill
Scotch, right?
or no, it would be a beer, right?
Oh, okay. Well, the barley. There you go.
Yeah. Barnhill Barley Company. That'd be pretty interesting.
Barnhole, sweet here and now. Max 99%. So you're saying there's a chance for Charles Oliveira.
Dubron.
So, Nick and I, you picked Max, right?
I picked Max.
Yeah. So we both picked Max in our official predictions, and I'm sticking with it. But,
Beautiful kick.
I was reminded again in the Discord, shameless plug to the Discord twice already, and we haven't even barely started yet. But, I was reminded of how dominant Charles was against Matu Scamrod, who's a better wrestler than Max.
Yeah.
Look at that flying knee that Cody threw there. My goodness. And then these guys did a lot of like posturing and antics, but at the end of the day, wasn't a whole lot thrown. But that was a fun last round at least.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
Setting the tone.
At least looks like Cody's chin's getting a little better. He ate some big shots in that last round.
He's at that point where his chin got so deteriorated that at this point it's just like calloused.
Yeah.
And it's eventually it's going to be cleft chin Drew Dober style, and he'll be like able to take shots from Francis Ngannou. But
yeah,
that's wishful thinking.
Can you quickly turn that fan on?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
We got Nick turning the fan on. So we have to keep fans on our cameras for these live streams. So basically, even though we try to keep the room cool, it gets super hot in here. And the cameras get even hotter, and then they'll overheat actually, and they'll cut out. So the live stream will still be going, but like either Nick or me will lose the camera. So yeah, Nick is working on a little technical
little AC for the technology.
Yeah, little breeze for the cameras there.
Now, I will say it's 120 now. You guys are on opposite sides on the live. I must have made a mistake. I think y'all might have to switch permanently, and that's what's getting the views in here.
That must be, yeah. It looks like Nick and I are sitting on opposite sides the way Chris set us up here.
All right. Well, all right, we got a decision.
Unanimous decision. Cody, no love, Garbrandt. You got to love to see Cody, putting some things together here because he's really not that old of a guy, right?
Well, and if you look at his record, that's what blows me away the most. He got to the belt, if I'm remembering correctly, he was 12-0.
I thought it was 10, but
I think it was 12 because then he lost the belt and then went on a 6-fight losing streak, and that's what took him to like 12-6.
Okay.
And ever since then, I think he's 14-7 now.
Yeah.
So he was like he lost 6 of his last 8.
Yeah.
But now he's 15-7 again. So not as bad of a record, but I'm good for him.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a guy who's 15-7, it doesn't seem all that impressive, right? But then when you look at like his run to the belt, he went on an undefeated tear.
Right.
And then, we know what's happened the last couple of years. It's been a tough go for him.
Yeah.
Will we see Rainier, De Ritter, or De Quitter tonight? I like that. It depends on how the fight goes. Who knows?
Well, I'll just say, and I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. What did y'all think about Rainier's demeanor throughout the content the UFC put out this week? To me, it felt like he's calm, but at times it feels like he was almost acting too calm and trying to give this certain aura out towards the camera. And Caio Bahalho, he's with the Fighting Nerds. As we always say, the Fighting Nerds win together and lose together. Right now, they're on a win streak, and Caio has the confidence. And also, it just looks like he was this is totally a gym philosophy, but like moving a lot and shaking a lot and looks still very full of energy in the fight week. Whereas RDR, I didn't really see him breaking any sweats or even hitting any pads or anything. Now, I'd love to know y'all's thoughts on
who did you pick in that one? I don't remember.
I picked Caio Bahalho.
I did as well.
Yeah.
I did teeter back and forth, and truth be told, shout out to Scrap MMA. He invited me to come on a live stream with him.
Shout.
When was that? Thursday night?
Yeah.
And impromptu, and we jumped on and we did predictions. And he convinced me, just briefly, to switch my prediction to RDR.
Yeah.
So I'm still not mind made up yet. I did when we did our official predictions on Wednesday. I took Caio. When him and I talked, I saw things for RDR. I don't know how I'm going to go. I'll go before the fight starts. I will make my final prediction.
Well,
I'm just putting in the chat now who wins the main card: Curtain Jerker, Robo Cop, or Bruno?
Both guys look great on the scale. And obviously they fought before and it went the way of Bruno. But RoboCop does, I mean, he's so big.
Yeah.
He's so big. I really, I'm interested to see who wins these first exchanges because these guys are going to chunk leather.
Yeah.
The one thing is they got the memo that this is a BMF card and we need to put on BMF performances. I guarantee those two go to war.
Yeah, I think they will. Let me just jump into some of the comments here. Yo, Joey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining.
Yo.
Good to have you. I think Joey was the one that called us out last week for missing. So
we owe you.
Our tardiness, please forgive us. And what is that? Siam, man, Cody did nothing and still won. Yeah, I mean there wasn't a lot of posturing and less fighting, but definitely I don't know. Like Nick said, we missed the first round. So we always kind of miss the first round of the last fight of the prelims while we're setting this thing up because we have to, check the cameras and get the live stream going. So I didn't see the first round in truth. So was that do y'all think that was a good decision or a bad decision?
And was it a good fight?
Yeah.
What was the early part of the fight like? Because the later half was kind of a mess. So
yeah,
it's hard to gauge what a fight looked like.
Nut shots, flying knees.
Look at that Vegas shot. Drone shots of Vegas, the spare. The moon looks like the spare. That Conor McGregor video. T-Mobile Arena must be humming tonight.
Oh yeah. De Ritter probably smokes a lot of weed. Amsterdam weed this week. Well, in Vegas, I guess, is the place for it.
If you go to Planet 13, the biggest dispensary in the world, I'm sure that's what they were doing when they were cutting weight.
Probably so. I muted the TV for the last bit of the Cody fight. I was embarrassed for them. Yeah, I mean,
respect to that.
It's not hard to be embarrassed for No Love. I mean, no shade to the guy, but
it's a tough
an easy target sometimes.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is put a tattoo on your face and then it not be straight and have a bit of a crookedness to it. And then, it's just a tough go. And also the MMA community is the most ruthless commenters of any sport.
Yeah.
So, he's definitely he's not been living it down too much ever since he was on this losing streak. But, hey, he got a win. And like we said about the Rob Font fight with Raul Rosas, don't have to make it look pretty. Just do whatever it takes to get your hand raised, and don't let this young up-and-comer steal the place that you were in the division.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, man, what's wrong with John Anik's eye? It looks like he has got a something wrong with
So I was just looking down at the chat here for a second. I didn't see it.
So John Anik's right eye appears to have a blood spot in it. Did they address that at all?
There's definitely something going on with Anik's right eye. Yeah, maybe who was that? The comment? I mean, him and RDR were hanging out.
You know
together.
what? He probably sparred with Cyril Gahn, and he can't see.
He can't.
I can't see.
Can you imagine?
By the way, guys, tonight we are getting the White House prediction, so we need to know everybody's predictions.
Not the prediction. We're getting the card. Apparently, it's supposed to be being announced.
We're getting the card, but we want to know the predictions prior.
Yeah.
I've got mine. I think I'm dreaming a little bit, but I think the main event, John Jones, Alex Pereira. I think the co-main event, Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev.
Okay, I'm with you on the main. I'm not with you on the co-main.
Yeah.
I think it's Gaethje Ilia.
Yeah.
I almost said Gaethje Islam,
well,
but
the only reason,
Gaethje Ilia.
The only reason I say that is basically the process of elimination and the cryptic tweets and information we've been given from the managers and the fighters. So Ali basically said, Ian Gary's not getting it. Usman's not getting it. Morales isn't getting it, but this is the biggest fight that they can make for Islam. I mean, unless you're talking Conor or GSP coming back, which even still isn't that huge.
Neither of those make any sense.
Right. It don't make any sense. It would have to be Ilia. And I just don't see how that doesn't happen. But if that happens, then that 155 belt most likely becomes vacant, which could open up Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor International Fight Week for the belt. Crazier things have happened.
See, I'm not still sold that Conor's going to be back that quickly. And two, if he is back, I don't think it's at 155. I think if Conor's coming back, we see him for a few fun ones at 170, maybe 2 or 3 at 170. And that's, what's interesting here. I'm just looking at the poll, 5 votes in who wins the main card curtain jerker. Now we both picked RoboCop, right?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say it's all that crazy, but 80% of you guys are going with with Rodriguez, and he was knocked out by Bruno. But that was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
interesting to say 83% now.
Yeah, and a lot of it's recency bias. We all have it in the sport, but RoboCop has looked good, and not to say Fiera hasn't, but RoboCop does look like one of these guys that could really be putting together a true win streak that could get him to the top of the division.
I got a good one for you, Nick.
Right.
Okay, so
lay it on me.
So Johnny asked a really good question. That's a very hard question.
Hey, Johnny.
I don't know if there's an answer for it. How would you coach Mackenzie Dern to a decision win against Weili Zhang?
Oh man, you're asking for my opinion. So,
is it possible?
Yeah, well, it's a very tough fight. So we're talking about
that's a stylistic nightmare for
yeah,
Mackenzie.
Yeah, Weili Zhang can strike so well, and she's one of the few women that has tons of power in her hands. So, Mackenzie Dern obviously would need to spend the majority of the 25 minutes, and we know it would likely go all 25 on the ground and likely in top position. Now, I believe Weili can be controlled on the ground. She's hard in the scramble, and she's hard to take down initially. Obviously, her striking is her bread and butter, and it's really difficult to get inside. But Mackenzie has shown that she's able to body lock pretty much anybody. She can get inside.
Yeah.
And one thing is, her striking's ugly, but she's willing to throw it.
Yeah.
If Mackenzie Dern's willing to get in there and take a few licks, I mean, basically, if you go off the stats, women aren't getting knocked out.
Yeah.
So take a couple shots to close the distance, and you got to do serious damage from a very dominant position, as many rounds as you can. That's literally the only way. If she keeps it standing, there's no chance. Again, I think the power is too much of an issue. So the only way she would find a victory there is by subbing. Or not subbing, but a decision victory, because I just don't see a world where she would find a submission unless she gets some sort of back position. And she is actually very crafty with her scrambles and the way she moves from position to position. So I wouldn't say no chance, but I'd still lean about 85% in Weili's favor.
Yeah, I would heavily favor Weili Zhang in that.
Yeah.
Hope
that helps.
The question was, how would you coach Mackenzie to a decision win? So if I were Jason Perillo and the rest of the Megaton and the Mackenzie Dern team, I would really try to take advantage of the moments where Weili comes inside. Right.
Crashes.
So when she crashes in, I'm going for 50-50. If I can get double unders, get double unders. If I get backed up to the cage, we're going reversal, pin against the cage. Because I don't think open cage takedowns, Mackenzie can't hit those on Weili.
No.
She's not a wrestler. She's a jiu-jitsu ace. So she needs the cage. So I would say look for the moments in the cage, inside, outside leg trips, off balancing are your friend. That's what I would do if I were to be looking to try to get a decision win. And then obviously once you get Mackenzie, or once you get Weili to the ground, position over everything, because it's hard to submit Weili. If you allow for a scramble, she's very strong for the weight class. Weili will get up, and then your expended energy, and now you have to try to do the same thing over again. So I mean, honestly, I think it would probably be one of the worst, most boring title fights of the year. But that would be Mackenzie's path to victory. Since you asked, that would be Mackenzie's path to victory. Shout out to Luciano. I'm going to try this. Breginski, 2553, $5 tip. Thank you so much, my friend. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I love the channel and breakdowns. Keep up the good work. Oliveira is your BMF. So
and one thing I love on the BMF, Charles has requested if he wins that his dad puts the belt on him, and Max requested if he wins his wife put the belt on him, because those are the BMFs. I like that so much more than Lil Wayne and The Rock. Shout out Lil Wayne. He's still one of the top 3 rappers of all time, in my opinion.
For sure.
But The Rock is not a top 3 actor. And I just don't, I like the veteran MMA fighters doing it, Mark Coleman and them.
Yeah.
But it feels cooler to me that they can actually hand select somebody, and that person doesn't even have to be famous. As long as the BMF deems that person a BMF, then they are eligible to put the belt on.
I mean, and Max's wife is a BMF. She
sure is.
Can I quickly?
3,500
people in the live.
Wow, 3,500.
Let's go.
Let me check X.
Yeah, it's going off somewhere.
Okay, X is we're really seem to be jumping up on X. So
let's go, boys.
Shout out to everybody on X right now. Thank you for tuning in.
And be sure to drop your comments the whole time. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. Call to action is very important.
Guys, if you're watching this on X right now, please follow us.
Yeah.
we are growing on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and even Facebook.
The analytics are
for some reason we cannot grow on X. I don't know what we're doing wrong. We're trying to put good content out there. If you're watching on X, and if you would be so kind, please hit that. What is it? Follow on X, or what is it?
I think it's a follow, but also maybe even ask their famous Grok.
Yeah.
Why we're not getting so many followers?
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to know.
I love the top comment on X is always, "Hey Grok, is this real?" That's the first comment on any Grok.
And it almost never is.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so
43 hundo. Let's go. Push it to 10K, y'all.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick.
We got Forrest Griffin in a wig right now.
Let me see here. There's a lot of them coming in. I want to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Screenshot that if you can.
I don't like to mess with
or take a picture on your phone.
Yeah.
Man, they dropped this Pizza Hut commercial right now. I just played.
What a disastrous start to the CBS era tonight. Yeah. I guess, what was the first fight on the CBS card? Was it Cody?
No, they did so CBS actually did not the early prelims, but the prelims. So whatever the first prelim was, not the first.
Is it? I think no. I think they're doing some of the main card and some like the last couple on the prelims, and then the first couple on the main.
Okay, so I don't know. Whenever I
think it's like 8 to 10 Central. We're on Central time, so I think
they're gonna miss the BMF.
Yeah, because they want you to go buy Paramount Plus.
That's
actually ridiculous. It's kind of a smart move if you're running Paramount Plus, but
yeah, but who wants to? That's ridiculous. You don't watch fights like that.
WMMA sucks, Brett. Yeah,
with you, brother. Totally agree. And you know what? Save it for the ring.
Hey, man, you're not excited about that Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight coming?
No. Yeah, I got actually interesting story on that one.
I'm more excited to see Eddie Hearn box Dana White.
Yeah, I'll tell you boys after the live stream, and maybe I'll break some news on a video coming soon. But something about that Ronda Rousey fight, I'll tell you about.
Okay. Valentina versus Natalia could be more boring. Yeah, that would be a pretty awful one.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, Valentina's so good, but at this point, she's just like, I'm just literally trying to run up these records. So she's not really putting herself in danger to lose. She is not a BMF, and I love Valentina. She's an assassin. She seems like an undercover spy to the highest level, but she would never point down for the last 10 seconds in a fight that she has completely won and then give another person an opportunity, especially a dangerous striker.
Yeah, not a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the very, very best women in the world can put on some good fights, but even still, it's a tough go.
Yeah.
And the divisions are so shallow right now. 115 is like the deepest division.
Yeah.
25 was promising a couple of years ago, and it's sort of fallen off, and we realized that Grasso wasn't really quite on Valentina's level. And
Grasso had a good performance and nothing more, you know.
Right.
And credit to her. I mean, she subbed Valentina. That's something she can hold high and be proud of, I should say, for her whole life.
Yeah, hang 10.
Let's see here. Joey, which alternate reality would you rather have gotten to experience for the UFC? A reality where there were never any injuries, or a reality where there were never any robberies?
Injuries are inevitable.
So are you talking injuries in the fight? Because if that was the case, then Gone versus Tom would have had conclusion. I think I'm going to go injuries. I could deal with a robbery every now and then, but if at least I got to see the full fight.
Yeah,
right?
I'll have to change this because everybody gets hurt all the time. You send a kick in practice and it hits somebody's elbow. Now you've got a swollen foot for a week. So injuries really can't be taken out. And also the number one rule is do as much damage as you possibly can. So injuries is not the thing. Fouls or robberies for sure.
Fouls that lead to change, like changing the course of a fight, or stoppages.
Well, and the best way to do it, in my opinion, honestly, is to take a point. And it's nothing personal against the fighters, but we have to set a standard. Like if you poke somebody in the eye, we have to take a point, unfortunately. Just the same way boxing says, if you get knocked down, we have to make it a 10-8 round. It's just as simple as that. Now, we didn't follow that rule, but I do think we should follow the rule of if you kick somebody in the nuts, that's a point. Are you going to be, lackadaisical if you throw another leg kick, inside leg kick? You can't afford to lose another point in that round.
True.
If you poke somebody in the eye one time, and they don't take a point away, what's to stop your opponent from doing the same thing back to you?
Right.
And if that one's way worse, and then the judge, we've seen refs literally take points from somebody for an eye poke and then not take points from somebody in the same fight for an eye poke against the guy that originally got poked.
The consistency is what really needs to get better for sure.
Natty or not on RoboCop?
So you saw the era, man. What are you talking about? They're all natty.
He's got the turtle shell gut, though. The six-pack sitting on top.
Let's see here. Which okay, so Joey, completely fantasy wouldn't be possible. Yeah, I'm gonna go no injuries because I'd rather see that. Like, there's been robberies before, right, where we're like, damn, that was a robbery, but we saw it happen, and so we kind of even in our minds are like, this guy won even though he didn't, right? And like with Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall, there's no conclusion. Like if I saw the fight and Tom got robbed or Cyril got robbed, I could live with the outcome because it's like, what, in my mind, Tom won, or in my mind, Cyril won. But the fact that it ended like that, there's no conclusion. Right. And I think for that reason, I would pick the reality where there was no injuries that ended fights.
Totally agree. And by the way, guys, just to give a little touch on what's happening on our screen. So we're all locked in and linked up and synced up. They're showing the tail of the tape of Bruno Ferreira versus RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez right now. Bruce Buffer will be announcing names any second, and we will let you know when the clock starts. Unfortunately, we will not have the clock on the banner tonight. So just follow along and listen out for when we tell you the round starts.
Yep. And shout out to Kalshi. They came in and decided to sponsor our live streams, which we're super grateful for. We are going to be working with them. We have this banner. So as you see the ticker here, it's going to be the odds change as the fight changes. We think it might be kind of a cool thing to see, if big shots are landed, what changes and what the market is sort of thinking as it happens.
And of course, if you guys have Kalshi accounts, go over there, check it out. Let us know what y'all think about what they've got going on. There's going to be all sorts of live odds taking place all night long, not just on the fights and the results, but all sorts of things you can look at. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, for sure. And the cool thing is we're going to get with their design team next week and try to get it where we can embed this little ticker into the artwork that we have here. And then we'll be able to put the clock back up. So unfortunately, that's just kind of what it is tonight for the clock. But
just be patient with us, boys. We're on the way.
Let's get to a few comments before this fight starts. Johnny says, as a New Yorker, I'm rooting for Aaron and Fatima to win the belts. I hear that. You got to root for your. I'm a
Aaron
Blanchfield. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a sucker to for the Houston fighters, so I get it.
We're still on women's MMA, huh? No, I'm joking, boys.
Like, imagine Kane and.
Speaking of women's MMA, that Mark Zuckerberg is in the front row. I'm just playing. Only playing, Mark.
All right. Yeah, we just got thrown off of Facebook. Yeah, thanks, Nick. All right, here we go, guys. If you want to sync up with us, the round one just started. Let's see.
He looked pretty good against Pereira.
We'll stop messing around and actually start to call some fights here.
Let's go. We got white trunks for RoboCop, yellow for Ferreira.
It's amazing to me how big RoboCop is.
Yeah.
For 185. I mean, you got to think at some point we'll see him at light heavyweight.
Yeah, I think so. And 15 versus 13. So whoever wins this fight does have a shot, if they do it emphatically, at getting into the top 10. And 185 is one of those divisions that may feel like it's a little log jammed or tied up at the top. But the reality is the champion has one more fight at 185 max. And I don't think Khamzat will be down there much longer. And then it kind of opens back up, especially with former champions kind of moving out of the opportunities to fight for that belt.
So we're almost a full minute into the fight, and there's been one strike thrown, and it was a leg kick by Bruno Ferreira. He's doing a lot of stance switching. He's sort of doing the Aaron Pico crab walk that got him knocked out by Lerone Murphy. So I don't understand really the strategy of what Fajeda's doing here. I get the stance switching, but he's not really doing anything off of it. And he's kind of walking linearly towards RoboCop, but he just landed a nice straight there. So maybe he's looking to time something.
Yeah, he's looking to get into range. And the only issue with that much stance switching is it can work really good as a feint, but if you overuse it, it winds up just being something that the guy gets familiar with in a couple minutes, and then they don't work quite the same. The other thing is you get square when you do that much stance switching. You can't help but get square when you start to stance switch because, of course, RoboCop just dropped him. It's
over. Somebody said that. Somebody said that in the chat. Who was it?
Round 1, RoboCop.
There you go, Luciano. Let's go. RoboCop first round finish. Do you guys agree? No, I did not before the fight, but
I had RoboCop winning, but I did not.
I picked him to win by decision. Wow, he gets his revenge on Bruno Fajeda. Holy moly. Look at that. It's amazing how those lines change instantaneously on the ticker. I was curious to see how well it actually worked. But
with a guy of
seems like pretty cool.
With a guy of that stature, with that power, it only takes one. It truly only takes one. And look, it might have looked like a lazy first round, but both guys were just clocking there.
Boom!
The other one's movement. Beautiful two landed.
Yeah, Bruno was eyes glazed over. He was done. There was one and done. See, you see the walking in front of the RoboCop stance switching without any real rhyme or reason to it. I don't understand why fighters do that. It's exactly what got Aaron Pico starched by Lerone Murphy. Just walking somebody down, switching stances in a linear direction towards them is not. There's a way to do it, but you got to be throwing something and you got to be off angle and you got to be moving your head.
Beautiful.
Boom.
And it was not really an overhand, but like a backside hook, because he didn't throw it straight as the bird flies. He threw it around the guard.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. I mean, the defense was there, but Bruno's placement and his foot, where he was standing was the issue. He walked right into range, and even though he had a high guard, it didn't matter.
Right.
RoboCop was able to find the shot right beyond the guard. Beautiful shot. Look at how big he is.
He's gigantic.
How many people we got in
Let's
the chat?
see here. I'm going.
I want to know on the night too.
I'm going. Heck yeah.
9,300. Boys, let's go. Run it to 10K. And girls, let's run it to 10K.
Yeah, we are 97% male, but you got to figure at these numbers, we got at least a few gals in there. So thank y'all for watching as well.
Shout out to the gal pals. What did y'all think of the first round?
Let's see here. 1 second. So I'm going Bruno, Joey. Yeah, I mean, Bruno knocked him out before, so I'm no hate on that prediction. I see where you're coming from. His power put him away once already. So Johnny asked, how do you think Fedor would have done in the UFC?
Just fine.
Just fine. I mean, yeah.
The game evolved, right? We always talk about that. So if Fedor would have got into the UFC when Fedor was in his prime, it would have been game over for everybody.
Yeah.
But obviously when he had gotten to Bellator and was fighting, in the old man's retirement league of Bellator in their last couple of years, he wouldn't have done so well against Francis Ngannou and Tom Aspinall.
No, of course not.
But you just have to take it for what it is. The game changes, the game evolves, and Wilt Chamberlain probably wouldn't be Wilt Chamberlain in today's NBA.
And thank God for that. That's just you got to be happy that the game evolves. But I think at his time, Fedor would have done just fine. I mean, he had a lot of power. He was very skilled, very hard to take down. Yeah, moved light for somebody at heavyweight.
He's kind of like the Tyson Fury too, right? Where it's like the peak male physique.
Yeah,
but didn't have it.
All right, so Joe is now interviewing RoboCop. We're going to have a listen and then recap what he says.
RoboCop meets Rogan. Talking about his patience.
Okay.
All right, second most knockouts in the UFC entire roster since 2021 with 7.
Wow.
Dude's got bricks for hands. Henry hooped in the corner.
He's back. He's better than ever. Henry was a big part of the reason I picked RoboCop. Actually, Henry said he cleaned up the things that got him knocked out the first time.
Yeah.
And he was excited to showcase it. And when Henry says something like that, I take note because Henry's one of the best striking minds in the game.
Yeah, and a stud of a welterweight over there in Vicente Luque.
Yeah, Vicente's, he's fallen on some hard times. He's got
still a beast.
His chin is not what it used to be. He's been brutally knocked out a few times, but I'm still a fan.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, Bruno was out cold before he hit the ground, huh?
We're in between fights. I wanna-
Yeah. Oh, guys, surprise! We have a little surprise for y'all. So, shout out. Somebody sent us these a while back.
Yeah,
I'm
right
gonna
here.
move- Yeah, Prism cards, and
2022 Panini Prism.
believe me, this
Check
is
'em
not a sponsorship. I have no idea anything about this company. I'm not a card guy, but Chris said that there's some cards in these. Somebody pulled like a 1 of 1 that's worth $100,000. So we figured, why not on the live stream tonight do some card pulls?
Yeah.
So I believe, as the kids call it, are you a ripper? We need to rip open a pack and see. And any of you guys out there that know about this stuff, let me know. And yeah, I think if any of these are cool, I have no idea anything about this, but let's check them out.
Maybe we'll pull a RoboCop.
There we go.
I don't know much about it either. I've never been a card guy, but these are this one's got the Islam, the Conor McGregor, Valentina, and everyone's favorite Cyril Gane right on the front here. Should I do the honors?
Yeah.
Here, what we'll do is we'll do it in pieces. I'll take the plastic off. I've never done this before.
Yeah, I think let me know. I think, is my screen blurry on yours, Chris?
It could be out of focus.
I think it's because Nick's got the cards in the box. Yeah.
My bad, boys.
Yeah, give me a second, guys. The Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Chuck
I think
Liddell.
he's just picking his hands up because they're moving in there.
All right.
So, okay, so the Prism cards. And again, this is not a sponsorship. We don't know Prism. This has nothing to do with any type of endorsement. We just got these as a gift, so we thought it'd be fun to open them on the set.
Yeah.
If you guys know anything about this stuff, let me know.
Did we hit 10,000?
9,600.
9,600. Okay, that's close enough to 10,000. I say we open them. Oh, do we do it?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
All right.
So open
Time
them.
to break the seal.
Chris, so from what Chris told me, there's going to be 6 packs in there. Is that right?
6 packs with 4 cards each.
So there's going to be 6 packs with 4 cards each. So let's just pull. Why don't we do this? Why don't we open 1 pack in between every fight?
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. So here's 4 cards in a pack.
And
I'm gonna
don't
put the rest over here.
and
Don't get your greasy paws all over it.
Inbredamov says, as a younger brother,
Good name.
younger brother, I sense that Nick is also the younger brother. You would be correct, my friend.
Bingo.
And then
Somebody commented that the other
Yeah.
day. I think on the Armin Sarukian and Giorgio short.
yeah,
Because you were like, should Armin have punched him in the face? And I said yes.
and I was like, no, but it was, I get why.
Yeah. By the way, that video is almost at 1 million over on TikTok. So if you've got a TikTok, go give it another view. Help us push that thing over that 7 figures. All right. Without further ado, we've got a commercial on
And
the
don't
TV.
don't bend these things now. There could be $100,000
What do you do?
card
Rip
in
them
there.
with your teeth? All right. All right. So here we go.
All right, let's see what's in these bad boys. Joey says, I collect Pokemon cards. My collection is worth about $8,000.
Whoa.
Dude, that is so cool. Chris actually collects them as well. Do you have any worth that
Nothing
much?
like that.
Yeah, nothing like that, unfortunately. You got Chris beat. We're going to be on the BMF belt before Nick gets these things open.
I'm fumbling this. But I'm trying to be careful with it at the same time.
Is there a
Got some
ripping
scissors?
technique, Chris?
Let me go grab some.
Grip them and rip.
All right, Chris is going to grab us some scissors. Let's see here.
Anybody experienced with cards know how to open these things?
Nick's having
Oh,
some. Oh,
got
here
it.
we go. Got it, Chris.
Got it. All right. First one.
What do we have here? And so these are rookie cards, Chris. What are
No,
these?
there can be some. So you got Aspinall, Ilya, Umar, Rachmanov, Patty the
Okay.
Betty.
What's the first one?
All right. First card on the deck. Conor McGregor.
No kidding. Is that? I feel like that one would be
Number 7.
expensive.
Number 7. It's a fearless prism. Y'all tell us
Yeah.
what that does. Look at it.
Let me see.
Take a peek. Show it to the camera.
Conor McGregor, fearless.
Ooh.
All right.
We got Jennifer Maya.
There
Read
we
them and
go.
weep.
That's got to be $1 million card.
That
right
should
there.
be. We can get it signed up.
We should keep these. 'cause
No way.
we've had fighter interviews before, and
Save the best for last. We got a man I've seen fight John Jones in person here in Houston, Mr. Dominic Reyes.
No kidding.
Oldie but a goodie, Victorville, California. Shout out to the man. And then this one, I don't think anybody saw this one coming. We got a flyweight. If you want to drop predictions, feel free. Jeff Molina.
Oh, no kidding.
So if that floats your boat, there's your guy.
Old Jeffy said that he walked so that Peyton Talbot could run.
That's right. Best head movement in the game.
So Jeff Molina, Dominic Reyes, Jennifer Maya, and Conor McGregor. No idea.
Kind of like this card, top heavy.
Any of these are worth anything, but I am going to sit them right there. I think, what would be kind of cool is because we do get some fight. We don't do a lot of fighter interviews on this show, but we do them every now and then. And, if we start to get people that we actually interview, maybe we have some people sign it and then we, give them away to the fans.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I've never been a card guy.
Yeah.
I know there's value in them and I'd love to be more in tune, but definitely down for some giveaways, y'all. Y'all help us do a lot of cool things. So anything we can do to enhance y'all's experience over here at the Barnhill Brothers channel.
Let's see.
John Anik and the pinstripes.
Yeah, he does have a really bloodshot right eye. Good call on that. He's got something happen to him. Cyril Gahn showed up at his hotel room last night.
Yeah, he got jerked up on the wall by Francis Ngannou.
All right, so let's just a quick couple of comments. We need the trilogy before they retire. Yeah, why not? I mean, you got to knock out. Each guy's got to knock out over the other. Why not?
Likely won't be for a belt, but I like the idea for sure.
Johnny says, I think Kane would have finished Fedor. I do agree with that. Like I said, I think Fedor would have been good. I don't think he would have beaten Kane. RoboCop should fight Fluffy next. That's
not a bad fight.
Talk about size difference at 185. Because I said Fluffy's. My suggestion was Fluffy goes to 170.
Yeah.
Because when you look when he fights Sean, there's probably a 5% differential in body fat. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not calling the guy out, but he was not as lean as Strickland was.
Right.
And, if he were to pull some of that off, he probably could make 170 pretty easily with the right strength and conditioning and nutrition. But imagine if he doesn't and him and RoboCop were to fight, they would literally look 2 weight classes apart.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think, we haven't seen somebody that small at 185 since Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
Kelvin was undersized, and Kelvin really did belong at 170.
He was undersized as far as height is concerned.
True. He kept missing weight, but
be careful with that one. In a PSA 10, that's a $500 card, and as it is, it's looking like it's a $75 card.
All right.
Which one, the McGregor?
Yeah. No, the Jennifer Maya.
The Jennifer Maya?
No.
Oh, he's being facetious. All right. So y'all, if you have any info on these cards, if that's a PSA 10, according to Chris over there, that McGregor card could be worth some money. If y'all know anything about it, let us know. And of course, if you got anything on Dominic Reyes, Jennifer Maya, or Jeff Molina, please feel free to send it our way as well.
All right. So real quick before we get into this next fight,
somebody else's name is Nick too.
Imbredimov. Nick Imbredimov.
Best name in the business, by the way.
Since his name is also Nick, he's the younger brother and his name is Nick. But truthfully, Chris, who you will see when I get up to take a bathroom break, is the youngest.
Yeah.
So he's the baby of the family, and there's actually a sister in between me and Nick, and I'll have to tell her that Ronda Rousey's fighting. I'm quite sure she stopped watching MMA when Holly Holm knocked out Ronda Rousey. Yeah. So maybe she's interested.
Yeah, I think she met Ronda and got a book from her or something. So that's pretty cool. Hey, but that's the thing.
There was a time, I mean, Ronda, like, let's not bullshit it, right? Ronda crossed over.
Yeah.
Because our sister is not somebody who's into this, but she liked Ronda Rousey. She watched her fight and, she didn't miss a Ronda fight.
It's very much like the Nina drama. Listen, Nina drama gets a lot of hate. But Nina Drama is good for the sport. I appreciate what she's doing. I think that she
has
cares.
Her lane.
She cares enough about the sport to learn about it. She knows the sport now, just like Laura Sanko. She's not deep in the weeds like Laura Sanko, but she does for sure keep up with the stuff that is important to her.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually quite good to have people like that in the sport. And when I watch content sometimes, if our mom is around and she sees Nina, she's always like, oh, I love that girl. And then she sees the interviews, and obviously she doesn't know all the underlying things with the fighter interviews, and she certainly wouldn't see the comments. But I think it's good to have that kind of stuff that can just transcend and move into more than fight fans.
For sure. Luciano says, Kamaru Usman said Pantoja needs to fight one more before a championship fight. How dumb is that comment? Yeah, real dumb, because Pantoja
deserves an immediate title fight.
So, okay, so let me get this straight. Kamaru's going to fight for the 185 belt and the 170 belt, according to him, before the end of the year. But Pantoja needs a tune-up fight.
Yeah, that's rough.
Make that make sense. I love Kamaru. I honestly wouldn't be mad to see him fight for a belt one more time before his career ends, but that's an absurd statement.
But Pantoja getting another title shot immediately would be super necessary.
As Masvidal would say.
Mm-hmm.
Joey says that'd be awesome. I assume you're talking about the cards. I mean, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do something nice I always like to do something nice for our subscribers and our watchers. And
you guys do so much for us, man. The least we can do is give
Hall
you some
of
cards.
Fame. Speaking of Weili Zhang, we were talking about her earlier. She just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Zhang versus Jędrzejczyk won. That was one of the best fights definitely probably the most exciting women's MMA fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great fight. I really was bummed we didn't get to see Joanna versus Jamal, but apparently that was going to be something.
Joanna versus Jamal's girlfriend.
True. She still got it. Yeah, still throwing hands.
Honestly, as bad as the divisions are now, Joanna could probably still get in there and be a top fiver.
Right, move up to 125. She looks a little bit thicker now.
I've always been a fan. She was my favorite fighter in the female divisions for a while. And I never thought she was the best, but she was damn good. And she was exciting. She was just exciting. Look at John Silva with his baby. Look, good for him.
Yeah, she's always going to be on my Mount Rushmore for women's MMA because the aura that she brought and like the face-offs and everything, that was cool. And she wasn't copying McGregor, but she was like the first female that we saw really kind of take her own lane.
She was brash, and that was cool for the.
And she was taller than everybody, so she'd like get down in their face and stuff. Yeah, no, she's a G.
She's a G for sure. Moses Fernandez, what's up, fellas? Great start to this main card so far. Yeah, really, really good start.
We got Clefty Iron Chin coming next, and Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. Great matchup.
Yeah, we got. I really want to see Oliveira versus Arman 2 as a 5-rounder. Totally agree with that.
I agree with that, but honestly, I would rather see Islam versus. Ilya versus Arman. I don't think Arman needs to do anything else before a title shot.
No, but if by some stretch, like let's say Oliveira wins tonight and Arman either fights Ilya or Ilya, vacates and does his thing with Islam or whatever it is that he's going to do, and then you put Arman versus Gaethje, and so you have the BMF, and then you have Arman versus Gaethje for the undisputed.
Yeah.
And somehow Charles ekes past Max tonight. It wouldn't be a bad rematch.
No, makes sense.
So we have, I see on the timer here, Chris, can you come grab my seat for a minute? We have 134 seconds of commercials. I love that Paramount tells you exactly how long you're going to have to sit and watch this. Yeah. So I'm going to take a short bathroom break.
Let's go. Push to 11K. Let's go. This is crazy, y'all. We've never had live stream numbers like this. So we really appreciate everybody tuning in. Whatever you're watching on, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is, follow. Send it to a friend if you want to. We're dropping live streams every time there's a fight, and we're really excited to be bringing these live streams to you guys. Of course, the regularly scheduled programming will continue every week, but you got a place to come watch the fights, hang with the boys, and we're going to give you our honest takes, our color commentary. If you're tired of Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier, John Anik, they're great at what they do, but we've been hearing the same voices for so long. Oftentimes they say the same things. Try to give you guys something new. And as of right now, they keep showing food commercials, and man, I'm getting hungry.
So this has got 20K views on X, 10,000 live. If y'all could just go subscribe on YouTube, I mean, that would take us over 20K overnight.
You heard it. You heard it from here first. Yes, even a small fraction of y'all. You just walk over there, hit that like, follow button. We would greatly appreciate it. And be sure to drop your predictions. We'd love to hear thoughts. As we go, we'll keep reminding you guys what our predictions were during this fight week. We made our predictions for the entire main card. So let us know who you've got in these fights. For the most part, Steven and I were on the same page for most of them. We differed on a couple, but we'd love to hear everybody's thoughts.
The one thing I'll say about those cards, too, is there's a chance there's an autographed card in there as well.
Oh, really?
It could be any of the fighters.
Wow.
Yeah. This one guy, funny enough, I was watching the other day. He pulled back to back once he opened the pack. It started with RDR and then Caio Bahalio. It's like how random that he opened them. Yeah, they're about to fight. Yeah.
It's like the weirdness of Anderson Silva breaking his leg on Chris Weidman and then Chris Weidman breaking his leg.
That would be a great card if that was one. The Anderson Silva, like with the leg wrapped around.
Oh,
that'd be really cool.
You know what? Hey, we're not in the card making business, but that would be cool to just get like the most crazy looking
the Cyril Gahn iPhone.
Yeah, just like the worst things ever.
You ready to come back in?
Yeah.
Cool. See y'all later.
Thank you, Chris. Megan O'Leary. I guess she's just announcing what's happening right before the next fighter takes his walk. They've been doing this thing for a little while where they show her and then the camera actually moves and they go right to the fighter. So I think that's pretty cool.
Just real quick, let me hop in to some of these comments that came in.
Yeah.
So Islam is great, but Ilya is the best. Islam never has a moment that puts you in awe. Ilya has many. Yeah, I mean, that's the more exciting of the two as far as like finishes are concerned. Definitely Ilya for sure. But I mean, I hope to see that fight at some point. I think it'd be an incredible fight.
There's a few things I love to see in MMA. I love knockouts. I love submissions.
Yeah.
I also love dominance.
Yeah.
And Islam Makhachev has been nothing short of dominant. He's at a point where there was no fight for him at 155 that made any sense that would help his legacy.
Right.
And that was why.
Except Ilya.
But Ilya was at 45. They
Right.
moved at the same time. They had the exact same schedule of moving up a division. And you can't really blame Islam because he had already fought a 45
right.
and twice. And so these guys from Team Khabib, they're all about legacy. And if it's not helping their legacy, then they're going to adjust and move to what will. And 170 looked like it was just primed with nothing but top contenders. Now, he went out there and made easy work of Jack Della Maddalena. No small feat. But it does sort of feel at this point like we're not watching to see Islam win. We're watching to see how bad he dominates his competition. And it's interesting to me, too, because if I had to just predict hardest matchup for Islam Makhachev right now, I honestly think it's Ilya, aside from the other guys at 170. Or not aside from, but
I think
compared to,
I think Morales and Gary might be a little bit more tricky at 170. But just because I don't know how big Ilya is going to be. He's going to look so undersized at 170.
Yeah, but Ian Gary doesn't have finishing power.
No, but if the fight happens at 70, I really don't see a way that Ilya wins that. If Islam were to come back down and contend for the 155 belt, which the UFC wouldn't make it like that because you have too much on the line. Ilya's got the opportunity to become a triple champ. You've got, your two biggest stars going basically for the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. But I think the weight class makes a huge impact on who would win that fight.
It does for sure. But I think, sometimes it's not about how big you are. And Ilya clearly has power.
Yeah.
We've also seen Islam knocked out before. Now, I wouldn't say that the kick that knocked Islam out is at the same level of power as Ilya's punches, but Ilya's timing is so good.
Yeah.
And I really think that being the shorter fighter against a guy who predominantly likes to wrestle is really beneficial, because how's Islam going to get in? He's going to have to be very good with his timing on his level changes. And are you really going to just pressure forward on Topuria? It's a tough task.
It is. And those are all solid points. Let me see here.
Ian Gary is 6'3". Islam Makhachev is going to get to that body or get to those legs. And he's also a heavy kicker. Remember, Ilia Topuria to this day has not kicked anybody over the waistline.
And he doesn't need to. Why would he?
But Ian Gary kicks up there all the time. Islam Makhachev catches every kick that comes above his waist. I believe Morales has that puncher's or explosive striker chance.
I think Morales is the more dangerous fight.
But I also don't think his fight IQ is near what Ilia Topuria's is.
I actually would pick Islam to win either one of those fights. I'm just saying those are neither one of those are easy fights.
No. And Kamaru Usman, I love him, but he's not beating Islam, and I don't even think their management would want that. And I think Usman would almost be like willing to just get another title shot. It's weird.
Just real quick, Torrin Brown, what's up, man?
Yo.
Been a subscriber for a long time. Good to have you in the chat tonight. OG for sure. What's up, fellas? I got Johnson. So
me too. Yes,
let's go. I picked Drew Dober.
Yeah,
I think Drew Dober's going to finish him.
I went with Johnson. I think that this fight, obviously, it's two vets, but Michael Johnson's a little bit more of a vet, and Drew Dober has tons of power for sure. But I just worry that sometimes he gets kind of stagnant and his legs get heavy and he gets real stationary. Michael Johnson's a crafty veteran, and he's going to be able to do some interesting things in this fight, I believe.
Yeah. Real quick.
Oldest fighter on the card at 39 years old.
39 years old. Who would you pick between Colby and Bo Nickel? If it was MMA, Bo Nickel for sure. if they're, I guess if it's MMA or wrestling. Yeah, I think
at this stage, it could probably be it would probably be Bo Nickel that wins, and it would be a ugly striking match.
That's exactly what it would be,
because Colby never had any power. There was never any power in his punches.
It was a volume punch,
and he's not going to out grapple and out wrestle Bo. He's also not a submission guy.
But Bo has shown a real susceptibility to being finished. I mean, that knee was nasty, but still. Just real quick here, predictions for the White House card. ITSN. You give yours and I'll give mine.
I believe, based off the information given to us from all the managers and all of the interviews that have happened in the last 72 hours, Alex Pereira versus John Jones is your main event, and Ilia Topuria is one half of your main event. It's either Islam Makhachev or Justin Gaethje. I'm going to lean towards Islam Makhachev just based off what Ali Abdelaziz said. It's not Ian. It's not Usman. It's not Morales. It isn't Prates. He's already booked. But it is the biggest fight the UFC can make. If that's the words that they're living by, and that's what is actually happening, then there's no other option but Ilia Topuria.
Yeah.
And Islam. What about you guys? And who you got?
So I'm with you on the main. On the co-main, I think it's Justin versus Ilia.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't think they're going to make the Islam match right away. I think they're going to, and then the manager of Ilia said he was pulling an all-nighter, trying to negotiate something, and then the UFC said they had a big fight fall out at the last minute. I feel like they may have been trying to make that, but couldn't. So let's get in. I'm going to get to more of these comments in a minute. We got a lot of them. Thank you guys for putting them in there.
Round one has officially started. We are at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. 34, 4 minutes, 33, 32. Lock in with us, boys. Dober and Michael Johnson are in there, feeling each other out.
So far, they've thrown a couple jabs each.
Yep. Slight reach advantage for Johnson. We've got obviously a muscle-bound Drew Dober.
Look at the leg size difference. Drew Dober's legs are double the size of Michael Johnson's, and that's why I did say that Michael Johnson was susceptible to the leg kick, and I think Drew Dober will utilize that in this fight. I think that we're going to see a knockout by Drew Dober. That was my final prediction. And you picked Michael Johnson by decision, or did you pick finish?
I believe it was decision, but beautiful 3-2 landed for Johnson. Just seconds ago before that, Drew Dober threw a beautiful switch kick just like that one, except for it was closer to the target. I'm really interested to see how this fight goes as it progresses, because obviously they're feeling each other out now, but neither of these guys are gun shy, and they're both willing to step in and bite down on that mouthpiece and get after it. So look for this one to end in a finish in some sort of wild way, potentially have a bonus on it.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Dober. Looks like the chat's agreeing with you, Nick. 57% for Johnson, 43% for Drew Dober.
And if Johnson wins this, isn't he on like a 4-fight win streak?
This would be the fourth in the 4-fight win streak.
Yeah, somebody book Ilia Topuria. I'm trying to see something. I remember those came out when he came on this win streak for the first time.
You would see one of your favorite fighters get slept.
All right, here's the question. Hunter Campbell sitting next to Zuckerberg. Do you think he told him who the White House card is? Or is he keeping it that close to the vest?
Yeah, I think that there's a select few people that know, but and Zuck's probably one of them. Drew Dober's getting pieced up here.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson, I guess I underestimated the speed difference here.
He touched the inside leg kick and then threw a nice long jab on Drew Dober.
Yeah, fantastic inside leg kick to jab there. Dober landed. They mixed it up in range there. Both guys landed.
One thing I want you to look at, too, is Michael Johnson, whenever Drew Dober was just crashing in for a combo, already has figured out his timing because he's standing in the pocket with his guard up looking to trade.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the time when somebody crashes, you take a step back and then circle so you don't wind up getting caught by something you didn't see. If he's willing to stand in the pocket already this early, he's seeing all of the tells off of Drew Dober, and look for something big to happen, because Drew Dober knows he's down on the scorecard and is probably going to start to push this pace.
Yeah, this first round is definitely going in favor of Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
And one of the things, guys, that we have going, if you're just joining, is we have the call sheet odds happening live. So
Drew Dober just touched Michael Johnson.
As you see these big shots land and the tides turn, you're going to see these odds shift as well, and the percentages and all of that, what the market is thinking. So we thought that would be kind of a cool thing that y'all might enjoy to see as the fight's going on. We thought it was a cool tool. We just started working with Kalshi a couple of weeks ago. They've been great so far. So
shout out Kalshi.
Yeah, we're gonna do some work next week and make sure that it's we can have the timer on there. In addition to that, we're gonna get with the team and try to make that work as well. So both guys have landed some pretty big shots so far, Nick. We're about a minute left in the first round.
Yeah,
I'm edging towards Michael Johnson. Ooh, that was a beautiful straight there.
You're
by
edging Michael Johnson.
Yeah, I'm edging towards Michael Johnson winning the first round.
Yeah, no, I think it's a pretty calculated and measured first round, but both guys are lacking in a bit of defense. A lot of decent head movement, but the leg kicks are wide open. Nobody's really looking for checks, and any sort of punches that go anywhere besides the high guard are seeming to land.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Johnson is landing this really nice combo that starts with an inside leg kick to a jab, and then he just followed it up with a 2 there as well.
Yeah, a beautiful 1-2 down the pipe. Okay, that was the Kevin Holland on Joaquin Buckley knockout 1-2. Straight 1-2, as clean and straight. The punch landing right at the end of the strike. Really nice.
Yeah, Drew Dober does not seem to have much of an answer for the straight punches of Michael Johnson so far. So,
and if Michael Johnson just started to put him out there a little bit more frequently, I really think he could kill the confidence of Drew Dober and make him kind of shell up and become gun shy.
Yeah, well, these odds have completely flipped too, because Michael Johnson was at like 40% and Drew Dober was at like 60% at the beginning of this. It's now 59% Michael Johnson.
I knew it.
And 43% Drew Dober.
Remember that Kermit the Frog meme where he was like sitting doing whatever. Oh, he was sitting there like I told you so. That's my Kermit the Frog right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick's getting the last laugh here.
I'm about to go 2-0 on tonight.
Johnny says Nina Drama and Laura Sanko would be great commentators. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, they would definitely be fun as far as knowledge goes. They wouldn't be up at the top, but I think Laura does a good job as it is.
Laura does a great job, and shout out to Laura Sanko because she was out there on CBS and had to convince these old dogs from CBS that fighting is not, human cockfighting, and it's not this awful, violent situation. And she really did break it down well. I think she is a perfect bridge to get to the people who aren't fans or people who might be a little squeamish towards fighting. The way she said it, she was like, look, violence is thrown around in our game all the time, and it is a violent sport, but violence at its core is when one person is doing something to somebody who doesn't want to be there. These guys willingly sign up to fight each other. They're the best in the world. It's not violent. It's competition. It's martial arts, an art form in every single way. And now I do like when people like Chael say it's two guys, in their underwear and their shirts off fighting for the applause of a drunken audience. That is true. But you can also call that mixed martial arts, which is an art form. So
exactly.
All right. Round 2's on, guys. We're at 4 minutes, 42, 441, 440, 439. Round 2, Drew Dober.
Ooh, beautiful hook there by Michael Johnson.
Yeah. Beautiful stiff jab. He's got a disruptive timing on that jab. As soon as you see how he's kind of got this rhythm, and as soon as he sees Drew Dober take a step in, he just puts that jab in his face. Needs to look at some checks. Those tree chunks Drew Dober's throwing for leg kicks have got to hurt.
Yeah, Drew Dober needs to do something. Drew Dober needs to do something with the kicks because there he's trying there, but he cannot win the punching battle with Michael Johnson. He doesn't have the reach, he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the accuracy. It's very apparent. So he's got to mix it up with the kicks to try to get himself in position to land a big power shot here. Otherwise, Michael Johnson is going to straight punch his way to victory here.
Yeah.
Beautiful jab again by Johnson. He's really worked. He really has the timing and the range on that jab dialed in.
And the amount of calmness that he's showing, and it's on display right now, is something only a guy with almost 50 fights can display.
Yeah, he's a vet. He's a vet of the highest order.
Even there, getting hit in the head and then still throwing off a shot. I mean, it didn't land, but he had the right intentions.
Michael the Menace. Look at him go. So when I put the poll in the chat, it was pretty much 50-50 at the start of the fight. It's now 67% for Michael Johnson. That inside leg kick
to jab
is money for Michael Johnson. And Drew Dober has not figured out how to stop that at all yet. That's about the... Oh! Drew Dober!
Michael Johnson is
holy moly! Cold. Which is exactly what I predicted. Drew Dober knockout. Goodness gracious. Yeah, he just...
Whoa.
This is why, right? We talked about this. Like Rafael Alves... absolute monster. You've trained with him, freak athlete. Drew Dober finished him with a body shot. The power is tremendous. And I mean, he just needed to land one.
He was off his mark for most of that fight. I mean, his face is covered in blood. It might be Michael Johnson's blood.
Goodness great. No, Drew Dober's, he's gotten pieced up as well. Let's see that finishing sequence. Hook, which missed to a straight that landed flush. Knocked the snot out of his nose, literally.
Right before that happened, like 5 seconds before, I was like, something must
boom.
Have Drew Dober just went to 99% chance
Hook,
of winning.
straight, absolutely devastating. And then one follow-up shot on the ground. Boom.
That is all she wrote. Wow. Drew Dober getting it done.
Drew Dober. Yeah, right. He is something else, man. Wow.
He's got some splaining to do.
Serious power. Tough break for Michael Johnson, right? Because that's kind of, now he's almost 40. Like we had a moment of hope, like a glimmer of hope there that maybe Michael Johnson can become relevant in the division one last time.
You know what?
Get himself a ranking.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's almost 40 now. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. And the UFC will do favors for guys like that. You know, you're almost 40 years old. You're on a 4-fight win streak. We'll bump you up. We'll give you one more little express ride to the top and see how you fare. But at this point, you know, he's just going to be helping out other people make their name in the division as long as he's in the UFC. But Conor McGregor may be looking at him for BKFC because I think that's a name they'd probably like to sign.
Oh, no question about it. But I mean, I think he can do a couple more fights in the UFC. I'm just talking about relevancy. You know, I think a lot of people were hoping we would see Michael Johnson be a relevant name in the lightweight division. Yeah. And that just kind of sealed the fate that will not happen.
Drew Dober just shot that boat with a cannon.
Yes, he did. Let's see.
Official decision or whatever. I'm ready for another pack.
Yeah, we're gonna see the official decision here. Hear what Drew Dober has to say, and then we're gonna get into some of these comments, and then we're gonna rip another one of these Prism packs open.
Yeah, stay locked in, boys. We got to see who's in this next pack of 4 cards. 4 cards seems a little light, right?
Yeah.
I thought there'd be 10.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking like a deck of cards. It'd be like 52 of them in there.
Yeah,
you know?
I love playing 52 pickup. Remember that classic?
You can get the nephews with that.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna get your son with that one.
He would think that.
If anybody has a younger sibling out there, just get a deck of cards and see if they want to play 52 pickup.
All right, Rogan with Dober here.
Roger with Dobin.
Set him up with the right, drop the left one. So Dober giving respect to Johnson.
Yeah.
Saying that he's a big fan. He's been watching him for forever. So, yeah, hook, which missed, and then he perfectly was timed for that straight 2, and then absolutely just dialed it in with one ground shot, and that was all she wrote. Drew Dober, he's just, I mean, skill-wise, he's not one of the best guys at 55, but when you talk about explosive power, man, oh man, he is up there.
That KO very much looks like the Kamaru Usman Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
That spun Masvidal out.
But Masvidal, that one was just so devastating because Masvidal just dropped.
He dropped, but he was throwing a hook, so it was like a spin drop. And it looks like Michael Johnson experienced that.
Yeah. Let's jump in real quick.
Before we open up a pack.
So Luciano Aspinall just signed his way out of the heavyweight belt. Do you guys agree? Yes. 100% yes.
Now he posted that he's on his way back to work, but I can't imagine any world where
they're going to strip him. Yeah, 100% they're going to strip him. So Joey, I respect MJ's journey as a fighter very much. Very unique career, no doubt about it. Inbred Amavov, man, who the hell does Rakic fight next? Huh. That's a good question. Yeah, 205 is kind of
it's in a weird spot.
It's in a weird spot. I don't know offhand. Maybe the loser of Olberg and
Rakic. Is he on a win streak?
He's kind of up there, you know.
Man, they got everybody with their predictions. Isn't this weird?
Yeah, everybody's just holding up cards with their predictions. That's kind of cool.
Oh, it's Survivor.
Oh, yeah, there's the Survivor guy, yeah.
They were like plugging themselves on Beast Games, too. I remember that.
I saw that. Johnny says Ilya can be the equivalent of David versus Goliath. Yeah, I mean.
Look, Paramount Plus is showing the wrong highlights right now. They're showing the RoboCop highlights, even though Michael Johnson drew dope. There you go.
There we go. They got the right one on. Yeah, Johnny, totally agree. if Ilya goes up and wins the 170 belt, he is 100% the David of MMA,
or the GOAT, as we call him.
Well, he would certainly be up there.
And here's my thing too about the
if he goes to 170 and wins the belt, he's got to be in consideration
for sure. Especially if Islam's got that belt. I mean, you're talking about the other the current pound for pound number one guy. Now you're talking to, and also here's the thing I like. And I'll just make one more plea and one more case for my call of the main and co-main of the White House card. The four people that anybody's willing to discuss in the modern era for GOAT status: John Jones, Alex Pereira, Islam Makhachev, Ilia Topuria. But there's actually a little bit extra on the two guys that would be, risking it all. And that would be Ilia and Alex Pereira, because those two guys have an opportunity to be the very first 3-division world champions.
Yeah.
And if that is absolutely massive. And imagine if one or both of them were able to do that. Now you're talking about the GOAT conversation switches from Islam and John Jones and quickly becomes Ilia Topuria and Alex Poatan Piera.
Well, if either one of them becomes a 3-division champion, that's going to be a serious discussion.
Right. And it's not against, easy competition. Chama hasn't had an easy go. And
a lot of people say that Chama's, kind of avoided wrestlers on. Okay, hold on, guys. Here's the White House right here. Can you turn this up a little bit, Chris? Okay, we got highlights of Justin and Ilia Topuria. We got Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn. Okay. 6/14/26. All right, hold on one second. I think we just saw an announcement: Cyril Gahn, Poatan versus, and is the main, and then I assume the co-main would be Justin versus Ilia.
All right.
Hold on one second, guys. Okay. Justin Gaethje. And okay, so I guess they're saying the lightweight belt is going to be the headliner. Okay, so Justin, the highlight, Gaethje.
One of the two title fights at the
Where's
White House.
Topuria?
Topuria must not be in America.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje is your main event. Alex Pereira, Cyril Gahn is your co-main. Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi.
Love that for Sugar.
Yeah. Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler. Wow. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins and Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. First thoughts on the White House card.
You've got to be joking me.
Yeah, this is the best, most crazy, ridiculous card of all time.
Go look at UFC 300's card and compare it. And the fact is, there's no prelims. There's no early prelims. This is what we get.
The curtain jerker is Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I mean, why is I love Diego. Why is he getting to fight on the White House lawn after that performance?
And also, why is Diego Lopez ranked number 2, Steve Garcia ranked number 9? Bo Nickel and Kyle Dawkins have no rankings by their name, and they are above them. That makes no sense. The curtain jerker should be Bo Nickel with Kyle Dawkins. And honestly, oh, man.
Do we know who the fighter that pulled out was from that?
Okay, so we got Dana. Let's see what Dana has to say. We're just going to listen in here, guys.
We got Joe Rogan squared.
Okay. White House for the first time in history, Ilia versus Justin. That's your main event.
So what happened with John Jones?
Something happened with John. That must have been the last minute pullout. That was what they were working on for the main event.
Cyril Gahn literally just walked himself into a very winnable fight at the White House.
Right, let's hear what Dana says. Okay, Pereira can become a 3-weight champion. It's interim, though. Okay. Dana looks a little bit less than enthused. I'm going to go ahead and say they were trying to make Poatan versus John as your main event, and something happened at the last minute. That was the letdown announcement that they said they had a main card fight fall off at the last minute. I'm going to guess it was Alex and John.
Well, and if you saw the viral moment of the ceremonial weigh-ins when they were zooming in on Mick Maynard, he was visibly stressed, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, you guys might not know this, but the UFC's matchmaking is broken up into divisions.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a feeling when Mick Maynard was acting the way he was acting that it was the heavyweight
heavier weight class.
So he works with all females and the heavyweights. So,
Okay.
And I think there might be one more division. Don't quote me, but it might be 170.
Okay.
Either way, heavyweight is Mick Maynard's division. So that's obviously explains what happened. John Jones
pulled out.
Or
Something happened with John.
But Cyril Gahn poked somebody.
Let's listen to Dana. Okay. Dana's saying the card more difficult to put together than anticipated. Okay. Okay. Dana said a fight fell out last night, confirmed. The matchmaking team was up all night getting it done. It was John. Something happened with John. Let's see. Has John tweeted anything since this? Let me see if I can find anything on what Bones Jones might be saying.
Oh, he's doing that. You want to rip?
Yeah, I'll rip a pack.
John Jones.
For anybody that didn't see the first pack get ripped, we opened up a Prism package. We don't know much about cards, but if you guys do, drop it in the chat. Give us some knowledge here. We opened up one pack, had a decent selection of cards, if you will. Second pack gets open. We're opening up a pack in between every single fight. Rob Fontenrosas Jr. are coming up next, but we got a few minutes. Steven?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Would you like to do the honors?
And by the way, like we said, for those of you that are just tuning in, this is not a sponsorship. We were given these by somebody, a friend, a long time ago, and we just never opened them. And we always kind of were like, what should we do with them? And then Chris kind of got into looking at cards and stuff like that. And so, you know,
be able to see it.
And I'm gonna hand them to you. All right, there you go. I'm gonna let Nick.
All right,
open these because I got my computer in the way
pack
here.
Number 2. Prism UFC fight cards. All right. Starting out in the light heavyweight division as they interview Firas Zahabi to talk to him about,
whose brother is now going to be fighting O'Malley on the White House.
And O'Malley is loving that because that's a perfect fight for O'Malley. He can piece him up.
And he's the feature bout. I mean, that feels for Sean, that's a good deal.
Red, white, and blue braids.
That's what he's going to do for sure.
A superstar.
Yeah.
People are going to feel it. Those politicians are going to feel it when he walks out. All right. Starting in the light heavyweight division with the first pull of this card collection. Ryan Spann.
There we go.
Not going to blow your hair back, but Ryan Spann. Oh, baby.
We got a good one?
We got a good one. This card pulling thing's actually kind of fun.
It's fun, yeah. We should do this more often.
We got a guy whose fight name is Boars.
Hamzat.
Ever heard of Hamzat Chimaev?
No kidding.
Let's go. Middleweight, baby. Remember, he was a welterweight.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a champion. Oh, I just saw a sneak peek. We got 2 champions. I'll start with this one. Arguably the most skilled female of all time, Valentina Shevchenko.
Heck yeah.
We got a pretty solid lineup
this
here.
Is a solid pull the second time around.
And a fearless prism of the only man that can claim Men at Work's Down Under, the great Alexander Volkanovski.
Look at that.
Man, this is a pretty solid one. We got 2 champions, now a third champion.
Yeah.
But Hamzat wasn't a champ then. And Ryan Spann, obviously an exciting guy.
Let me see
Check these out. And we'll get Chris checking on the prices on them.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these are worth any money at all, and that's not really the intention of this. We just thought it'd be cool to open them up on the show. Quite honestly, we'll probably hold on to some of these until we get the opportunity to maybe meet some of these fighters and get them signed, and maybe we'll, do some kind of giveaway for you guys. That's really sort of the objective here.
Let's go. Not a bad pull for the second one. So far we've got some pretty good pulls, some champions.
Let me hit a few comments since we did that, and the White House card kind of distracted us. Johnny says Alex versus Tom at MSG would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, they got to turn it around and let the winner fight Tom towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
God forbid it's Cyril Gahn again and he pokes Tom in the eye again. Johnny says,
good things happen to bad people, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
50-50 on Lopez versus Garcia. Yeah.
Garcia's
Steve's solid, and Lopez is, Lopez needs to clean his striking up a little bit. That's a fun fight.
They're really squeezing Diego Lopez into every big card.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. The juice, they're squeezing all the juice they can out of Diego Lopez. Also, Johnny says Roofy's sending Michael Chandler into retirement. That is very possible.
Yeah, and guys, I want to say this is a very interesting thing. Check it out on Call Sheet because those are some interesting fights. And if you're like me, my initial thoughts are there are some pretty lopsided matchups. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
Roofy versus Chandler is not very competitive, in my opinion.
No.
Zahabi versus Sugar Sean is not very competitive.
It's stylistically, I think Sugar will win that fight, actually.
100%.
Zahabi's good. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him, but
no.
Sean O'Malley Sean O'Malley's a damn good fighter, whether you like him or not.
And he's really good at attacking the body and the legs. And while Zahabi does have good checks, he doesn't do a whole lot of blocking towards the body, and he's got a high guard all the time.
Yeah.
So you can really see him putting together his combinations because it goes from a high guard down to punching.
Yeah.
Right. O'Malley's here. He's fluid. He's flowing, and he can just bounce around. 15 minutes with Zahabi should be a very good showcase for Sugar Sean. Somebody who it does not get overthrown by the big moments.
Yeah.
The White House is a big moment. I believe Sugar Sean will rise to the occasion. The one fight that you really need to be careful on now is the interim heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Because Cyril Gane is about the hardest matchup.
That's a tough matchup for Pereira.
Because this is just going to be a high-level kickboxing match. But if you look at them square off, because they've done it once, if you look at them square off, the head size is the difference. Cyril Gane is a true heavyweight. He couldn't make 205 unless you sawed his leg off.
Yeah.
Pereira was making 185 not that long ago. So yes, Pereira has power, but hitting heavyweights is different. Their brains, their skulls are made of different kind of bones.
For sure. Yeah, that's a tough fight for Pereira. Honestly, I'm a bit let down. I was hoping to see it be for an undisputed. I get that Aspinall can't get back that fast, but yeah, the heavyweight one's a bit of a bummer. Let's see here real quick. Lil Nut says no Connor. Yeah, unfortunately, he also says White House card is trash. Yeah, I mean it's
not what they do.
It's not what they promised, right? It's not trash, but it's not what they promised. They promised us the sickest, most ridiculous thing of all time.
Right.
What I just saw is not that. Pereira needs to be on top. I like Zahabi, but why? Roofy versus Chandler, cheap KO setup for Roofy. Right. Shaking my head. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Johnny says, I would like to hear the conversations between Eddie Hearn and the UFC match.
Does anybody want to see Eddie box Dana? Because that's the word from this week.
Yeah, not at all. I didn't want to see Mike Tyson box at 60 years old. I damn sure don't want to see Dana White box at 60. David says, David 116 cool. WTF is the White House card. It is what it is. I think it was a pullout. My guess is that John Jones had something happen at the last minute. That was the big deal yesterday that caused the ruckus.
And here's the one thing. This is interesting because the White House card is going to do big numbers. And now with these two guys, Pereira and Topuria, carrying the load, they're going to do just fine number-wise. But the word is Conor McGregor fights this summer. And if he fights at International Fight Week, the next card is going to trump the Trump card, the White House card, because there's no way that if Conor's on that International Fight Week and half of Dublin, Ireland flies to Vegas, that card isn't going to do blockbuster numbers.
Yeah. I mean, we're not in a pay-per-view era anymore, but what an opportunity what an opportunity for Ilia Topuria, right? Because this is a setup. I mean, you talk about Roofy being set up. I mean, I get it. Justin's the interim champ. He's got to fight Justin. Okay, but
there's a skill gap.
And
also his chin at this age, and you cannot afford to make the mistakes he was making even with Patty.
Yeah,
that you make with Ilia. You will not last.
Yeah, let's see here real quick. Let me go back up.
But that's the weird thing. It feels like they wouldn't want any card to be able to compete with that. But honestly, if they do that card and then they do Conor on the International Fight Week, the stream numbers will be different. And Conor, they will favor Conor. And Conor is saying, I'm the pay-per-view king, period, in the story. But that era is over. And now I need the stream numbers. Yeah. I need the records.
I need to be the stream king now.
Yeah.
So real quick, Mac Hash, what's up, man? Thank you for joining the live. Hot take, Sean does not deserve that shot. I mean, next shot should be given to others who are waiting in the wings. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole. I mean, I don't understand a lot of the match. But I think Diego Lopez, honestly, is the least deserving person on the card, right? But I get what you're saying. If Sean wins, he should fight Umar. Yeah, give me that fight.
But see, then who's fighting for the title? right? Because Merab, what this tells me is
Merab's definitely fighting for the title next.
Merab is fighting Jan for the title. And Umar, unfortunately, he's probably just going to have to sit and wait. Winner of this fight could fight him, but I don't think if Sean O'Malley wins, they're going to make him fight an Nurmagomedov before he gets another title shot against the guy potentially that he has a win over.
Yeah. Matt Cash also says mid-card, not the worst, but not White House level. It's just not what they promised.
Right.
That's the thing.
And just so you guys know, we've got Raul Rosas Jr. in the cage right now, minus 290 favorite, and Rob Font will be getting announced next. So we are minutes away.
Yeah. And for those of you just joining in live, I know for those of you that have been watching the last couple of fights, you've kind of seen how we've done it. But, you know, big shout out to Kalshi. They decided to partner up with us for these live streams. And so you're going to see the live odds change. So as big moments happen, you know, the fight tide changes one way or the other. You're going to see those change in real time. It's been working really good so far. We're going to work with the team next week to try to get it embedded in our actual graphics so we can put the fight clock back up. I think that'll add a lot of value to it for you guys. But it's kind of interesting to see the odds change as big things happen. So let us know. It seems like most people are taking Rosas Jr. I have not yet put the poll in the chat, so let me do that. Who wins?
And as always, thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Kalshi. All right, guys, we are seconds out from Raul Rosas Jr. versus Rob Font. Both men are squared up.
All right.
Herzog is the third man in the octagon, and the fight is underway. 4 minutes and 57
seconds.
56, 55, 54. Lock in with the first round. And let us know who you think. You know, obviously, we've got a tenacious young guy in Rosas Jr. who believes he can be the best in the world.
Almost a 20-year age gap, if you can believe it. Rob Font's almost double Rosas Jr.'s age. Doesn't look 38, that's for sure.
No, Unk could be his dad.
By mathematical age, he absolutely could be.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Rob Font he's always kind of low and wide stance and sort of hunched over, but it seems a bit more pronounced to me tonight than normal times. You seeing that as well?
Yeah, I am seeing it. And he's a taller guy, kind of taller, skinnier build for 135. And he knows Rosas is looking for shots.
Yeah.
He wants to shoot in. And if he stays low, it makes the guy who is now standing taller have a difficult time changing levels and getting low enough to actually penetrate step and get inside for a takedown. So I assume he's going to do this for the entire first round to throw Raul's game plan off.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a vet, and Rosas Jr. isn't going to be familiar with everything he shows him, but it's really important that he takes some tricks out of the veteran book and it displays them on this kid, because
that was a great jab there by Rob Font.
Yeah. He's great with those straight punches, huh?
This is a really good piece of matchmaking for the UFC, because we can see how good Rosas Jr. is, you know, without the risk of him really getting starched, I think. I know Rob's got a lot of finishes, but Rob's a volume, accumulative guy. There's definitely people with more power at 135 than Rob Font. So I think this is, I like the matchmaking here. If Chiwiwi is going to be a top 15 guy, this is the fight to do it in. Now, interesting there, Rob Font actually caught the kick, but opted not to follow Rosas to the ground, which is to be expected.
Yeah, well, and catching a kick like that can definitely slow a guy like Rosas from doing it more. Also, one thing he's doing is forcing Rosas to fight moving backwards a lot, which is going to take the majority of his power away. And if he can keep catching kicks, he will basically have to deal with Rosas Jr. throwing punches. Okay. Big combination lands for Rob Font. He looks locked in. Chin's low, hands are high, good guard. Switching stances fairly, but I think he's really just trying to fluster and overstimulate, or not overstimulate, but give the processing machine of Raul Rosas Jr.'s brain too much to think about.
Rosas in on a beautifully timed single leg there.
Just like that, he stays in the pocket too long. Rosas Jr. grabs the leg, and now he's on top. Will likely look to sit on top for the remainder of this round.
Okay, butterfly guard from Rob Font there. Nice defending here by Rob.
Yes, but we really have to make
I don't like the rubber guard. That's Rob needs to work on getting back up to his feet, not working rubber guard against Rosas Jr.
Yeah, and it's really hard to get an omoplata to switch over and look for beautiful. I mean, he tried, but Rosas Jr. knows where to keep his weight, keep his hands. And that was a good job to
beautiful follow up with Rosas Jr. to the back and transitioned right back to the cage and got Font back down. This is exactly what you want to see for Rosas.
Right. Now, here's the thing. The first half of this round went to Rob Font. So obviously he's got to know, all right, I definitely can't afford to go near this kid and let him get me to the ground. I assume he will fight from a longer range in the next round. And then what do you say? Who's got the edge in this round? I'd say Rob Font even still, but this takedown could change things.
Well, the minute left, Rob Font's hands are in the cage. Ref called it out there. Yeah, the minute left could change things. Yeah. So Rob definitely won the striking exchanges early on. He had a couple of combinations where a few of the shots got through. Rob keeps grabbing his fingers in the cage. Herzog is giving him a stern warning now. Rosas Jr. right back to the ground. Rob trying to Granby roll out. Rosas does a good job of control once he gets to the ground. But I mean, Rob's not an easy guy to hold there. He's a vet. He's a tough opponent.
80% for Rob Font. Wow.
Yep. Thank you, Mac Hash. I appreciate it, man. We've been working a lot, trying to make this thing more of a reality for one day that we can do it full time. And we're taking some steps towards that. We're not there yet, but we got Chris doing it full time. He left his day job and he's editing full time for us. So we're one step ahead in the process with many, many more to go. So people like yourself supporting us are what gets us there. So thank you very much.
And guys, we're growing on every platform really. So if you're on the short forms, go over to the long form. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. And if you're already over on the YouTube on the main stable, then make sure you get over to the short form places, TikTok, Instagram, all the other ones. We're over there as well. And we're just trying to grow in every direction.
Good deal. Good
first round.
Good round there.
Good enough.
I still think Rob, I don't know. How do you guys score that round? Drop it in the chat. Who won that round?
11,242 in the chat, boys. Let's go. And girls.
Yeah, it's really firing off on X tonight, which is so unusual. We've never really hit stride there. So heck yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you guys so much. All of you watching on X, thank you very much.
Shout out.
Most of the chat is happening here on YouTube. So I've got both and I'm trying to manage them on my computer screen. So okay, so it looks like everything's coming in for Rosas. Joey and Mac Hash have it 10-9 Rosas. So you guys basically are thinking that the second half of the round grappling is what got it done. I guess there was enough control time and enough grappling where that could be the case.
Yeah, it was just less than half.
Wouldn't be surprised if that was a split round, though, on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah. Yeah, because my initial thought is Rob Font won that because he controlled on the feet for longer than Rosas controlled on the ground. Round 2 has started, 4 minutes 56, 4:55, 4:54. We're locked into round 2, boys. All right. Rosas Jr. starts the round with some punches with bad intentions, looking to land a hook or anything with that lead hand realistically. Looks fresh. Obviously Rob Font's sweat is glistening. He's a bit sweaty. Rosas Jr. looks like he's got a lot of spring in his legs still, and he's dry.
Yeah, which, the sweat of Font actually may make things a little bit. He's, Chiwiwi is really good on timing and grabbing that single leg. He's got to be careful as he gets up against really lights out strikers. Beautiful transition to the back by Rob Font. That was a mistake by Rosas Jr., but he's looking to reverse it right now. Beautiful reversal from Rosas Jr., but he's stuck in a triangle now. Rob Font needs to adjust his feet. Boy, oh boy, could you imagine if we see a Rob Font submission? Okay, see, that's what I don't love that strategy for Font, right? Because you get a triangle submission on Chiwiwi, the whole crowd's going nutso. But what's more than likely to happen is you end up on the bottom half of guard against a very good grappler. I think Rob should have used those opportunities to get back up instead of submission hunt off of his back. Do you agree?
Well, and when you're a volume striker, a 3-round fight, you cannot afford to just lose one on the ground. And it appears with Rosas' skill on the ground, he's going to control the remainder of this round, which is 3 minutes. That's a clear round for Rosas. And if the people in the chat are correct, that would mean he's up 2-0.
Yeah.
Now a volume striker's got to go risk it for the biscuit in round 3
and get a finish.
Not a good place you want to be in.
Yeah, I believe I called second round submission for Chiwiwi.
Did you? I think I had decision Rob Font.
Yes, I think you did.
Make so many predictions. It's hard to keep
It
up
is.
with.
It's hard to remember. All right, let's see here.
Yeah. Now I get what he's doing. He's really staling out the position. And if we can get a stall, that could be what Rob Font's looking for. It looks like he's heel hooking himself.
But yeah,
toe holding.
Laying there and praying for a stalled stand up is not a good idea, especially with 2 minutes left in the round. Right. Work to get back to your feet. Don't rely on the ref. Yeah. See now, and they're not going to call it because now Rosas is working towards the back.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. He's tenacious with that.
Beautiful. Rosas is on the back now.
He never overcommits with his balance or his weight. He's always thinking about how to jump in the right spot at the right time. His timing in the grappling realm is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good.
We always talk about timing in the striking, but there is so much timing in grappling.
Yeah.
Anytime you feel pressure one way, I mean, it's essentially the mindset of judo. Don't try to balance. Use their momentum against them, or if they're not pushing, then you push. And when you're on the bottom, it is very difficult, but there are opportunities to get up. Oh, there's an omoplata. This might be your escape up.
Yeah, exactly.
Get up.
But beautiful,
Scramble.
Very tenacious for Chiwiwi.
You know that thing I always say, when you're on the bottom and you're looking to scramble up, you have got to be like a fish that wants to jump in the water after you got caught. And the fisherman is trying to take a picture with you.
Yeah.
If a dead fish is easy to hold. One that's moving around and jumping around is much harder to get a hold of. All right, he's grabbed the Kimura grip. Another great way to scramble and get back to your feet. But again, you got to be focused on the timing, because Rosas Jr. is always thinking of it like chess and trying to stay one move ahead. Now get the deep grip on that Kimura. He's got it. You just got to yank that thing now. The shoulder's not strong when it's facing back. Now, do you think Rosas Jr. has his hand grabbed onto his pants? Because you can do that. You're allowed to grab your own gloves, but or your own pants, but you're not allowed to grab your opponent's gloves.
Right.
Shoulder strikes from the bottom. The McGregor done horizontally.
All right, ground control time. They just put the stat up, 5 minutes of ground control time for Rosas. So we're kind of running away with a grapple fest here. Beautiful ground and pound shot there by Rosas. He postured up just enough to land a big shot on Rob Font.
Few and far between, but he is landing some good ones.
Yeah, this is a clear round for Raul. So, okay, 7 seconds left in the round. We're probably going to finish with Rosas Jr. in the half guard.
Unk might be cooked.
All
right. I guess that's for sure a round.
I don't think we need to post it in the chat. If you want to, feel free. But I think we all can say that was a Rosas Jr. round.
Yeah.
All right. So Rob Font now needs to come out and go for a finish in this round. That's going to be tough.
And he is with TriStar up in Montreal for this. So Zahabi's in his corner. One thing is they are very big about the high guard, and I think sometimes that can actually be an issue.
Yeah,
like you were talking about. Everybody says Sean Strickland's wrong for holding his hands down here, but it really does deter the shooter from taking his shot.
Well, your hands are here to defend a takedown, right? So
you can get double unders very easily.
In the case of Sean versus Fluffy, he had his hands in position to get those double. Now, if you don't have great head movement and superb striking like Sean does, I don't recommend fighting out of a shell.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get chewed up. But if you have great head movement and you're hard to hit like Sean Strickland, and that shell actually can help you defend those takedowns because your hands are already in the double under position.
For sure.
Jai Opataya versus Glanton. Are you going to watch the Zuffa boxing card tomorrow?
I am, because it's a Sunday, and what else would I watch on a Sunday? But Zuffa boxing to me, unfortunately, right now in its infancy, feels a little bit generic.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a boxer, right? I have a professional boxing record, undefeated, if I might add. But I just don't know any of the guys. And I mean, we've had one guy up from our gym fight on a Zuffa card so far, and they said they liked it. It was a little bit different being in the Apex.
Yeah.
But it just feels a little generic to me. And I would like to see them really make some stars and try to make these events feel a bit more special. But I'll be tuning in because I want to see, obviously, how Dana does in this environment where he's, it's kind of like what everybody says about martial arts. It's really good to go and do something you completely suck at.
Yeah.
Because in life, we get so comfortable, and starting martial arts is one of those things where you're going to suck for a long time. And it's interesting because Dana White beat the game.
Yeah.
He beat the combat sports promoter game, and he decided to jump back in essentially into another discipline and get a white belt.
Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off here, but beautiful single leg again from Rosas Jr. and an absolutely outstanding pass to the leg tie. He's almost a little bit Khabib-esque with the leg tie up.
Yep.
Looks like Rosas Jr. is not going to be satisfied with a decision win here. They mixed it up a little bit on the feet, and then Rosas, the real story here has been Rosas finding that single leg all night long. It's been there at will for him. Rob really hasn't picked up on when he's going to shoot for that, and he hasn't been able to defend it. I think Rosas has landed every single one that he's attempted.
Well, and I love that Rosas, even as a young fighter that he is, he's got a high fight IQ and understands his attributes. He's like, look, I'm not going to beat this guy on the feet, but he's being very disciplined in how he gets to the positions that he can win this fight from. And look, a decision isn't as good as a finish, but a dominating performance is very good for a young guy like this. It's great for him to get the 15 minutes of cage experience as well. You're dealing with a ranked opponent. He's not going to be easy to get out of there. And
you're going to be ranked tomorrow.
Yeah. Or Tuesday, as they like to say. But really, it's as soon as the fight's over, you steal that ranking.
So Rosas still fighting out of the half guard, a little more ground and pound.
Certainly not a BMF performance or BMF fight, but do whatever you got to do to get your hand raised.
But a dominating. Rob Font's clearly a better striker than Raul Rosas Jr. When you're fighting as a young man, 21 years old, trying to get a ranking next to your name against a veteran who's, I think Rob's got the third most finishes in bantamweight history.
Yeah.
This is kind of what you do. You take him where you have an advantage and you exploit him.
Yeah. And given the past 2.5 rounds, I just don't see any way that Rob Font gets back to the feet and gives himself a fighting chance.
Yeah. All right. So looks like we're probably going to end the fight just with Rob kind of Rosas on Rob's back.
And Rob on the defensive.
Yeah. I don't see Rob really having an answer to break these back. His fingers are in the cage again. Yeah. Rob has been a habitual cage grabber tonight.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It hasn't seemed to really make a difference. Rosas Jr. is getting him down either way.
Yeah. We got 1 minute left in this fight. And
Mac Hash says, you're right. Rosas is showing that Dagestani style of pressure with the chain. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I loved the Dagestani leg tie. I love the top control. I love the fact that he's not abandoning position to go for the submission. Like, he's hunting submissions. He's not stalling really, but he's securing and maintaining dominant position. I think we're almost 7 or 8 minutes of ground control time here.
Yeah, roaring boos from the crowd, but you have to understand, like, a guy in his position, he's just got to win. This is a high-profile fight.
Is a young man that's going to have a number next to his name now. So, Congrats to Rosas Jr.
And after this 10 seconds, I am going to run quickly to the bathroom before they give the official announcement.
Sounds good. Oh, Rob Font looking for a last-minute knee bar.
That ain't going to happen.
All right, and that is all she wrote. Raul Rosas Jr., let's see how you slice it. Is it 29-28 or is it 30-27? Either way, I think Chiwiwi is going to have a number next to his name.
29-28. I do believe Rob Font won the first round.
Do you? All right. So you got 55 seconds in the Starlink commercial. You better hurry.
Quick bathroom break, boys.
All right. So hand me those packs. I'll go ahead and get one. I'm not going to open it. I'll wait till you come back, but I'll get the next one dialed in.
Show them in case they didn't work.
Let's see. So any of y'all that are just joining, we've been opening up these Prism packs. These are not a sponsor, by the way. We're very grateful to Kalshi for sponsoring this live stream. We've got a nice deal with them, and we're going to be doing some cool stuff with the live stream. But This was actually, truth be told, somebody who lives here locally in Houston that follows the page gave us these a long time ago, and we never opened them. So, Chris has gotten kind of into these trading cards, Pokemon and sports cards and stuff like that. I don't know the slightest thing about them. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit here, but they're pretty cool. I mean, if you're just joining, we've opened 2 packs. We've kind of been opening them in between all the fights. So if you want to hang with us, we're trying to find some entertaining things to do and to talk about in between the fights here. So when Nick gets back from the bathroom, we're gonna rip, as the kids say. Is that what the kids say, Chris? I think so, yeah. Rip. We're gonna rip a pack when Nick gets back from the bathroom here. Let's see.
Rip the vape.
That's right. Yeah, Prohaska versus Alberg promotion there on the screen. Okay, so we're going to listen in here real quick. Bruce Buffer is going to announce, most likely, unless something absurd happens, Raul Rosas Jr. as a unanimous decision. Unanimous decision, 30-27. Chee-wee-wee. Yeah, 30-27, Rosas Jr. And he is with Joe Rogan. We will hear what he has to say, and then we will rip a pack. All right.
He's got his mariachi hat on.
Yeah.
Like it's his birthday at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. I've had those hats put on me at Jalapenos back in Savannah when we lived in Georgia to throw it back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay, Rosas, let's see what he says. Okay, said he wanted a knockout tonight, but saw an easy path to victory with the takedown, so he took that. Probably not. I mean, he's a young kid, but probably not the best thing to say, right?
Not the best thing, but he's the heartthrob of the UFC, so Chee-wee-wee.
I heard he's working with Clavicular to do some looks maxing.
Yeah, well, they had Alan Joban, who was a male model, Luke Rockhold, Ralph Lauren model, maybe even Calvin Klein, and Rosas Jr. Let's get him. Let's get him a deal.
All right, I'm gonna open these things and then I'm gonna hand them to you because I got my computer seems to be getting in the way here a little bit. I don't want to
ripping another pack, Prism pack, boys. So this was a gift from years ago. These things were held on the shelf for a long time. They were actually.
Are you gonna like this?
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't get to really see it, but here we go. Pack number 3 from the prison. From the prison box.
From prison, yeah.
This is straight out of prison. And this next guy, this first pull, looks like he got a couple of his tattoos in prison. No, I'm just joking.
Seriously, yeah.
Shout out Sugar Sean. Very first card, Fireworks from Sean O'Malley.
There we go. Let me see that.
Sugar Sean. Very cool. It doesn't say champ. So it might have been pre-champ. 2022.
Yeah, this is all 2022. So
okay,
these are 2022 pulls here. Sean O'Malley, Fireworks.
I feel like it might be better view if you point it at that camera.
At which one?
Like kind of reach your arm out.
Pointed at my camera? There we go.
Whoever's holding it, the one that's closer to you. I feel like that would.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah,
okay.
Chris is kind of directing us here. That's a pretty cool one.
Next up, Yan Xiaonan. Female fighter, you know where you love her, right here.
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
You know what? I've got love.
She's pretty good. She's been in some bangers.
Yeah, she has, but not quite like this guy. Although he has gone a little radio silent as of late due to some knee injuries.
Knee injuries. Let's hear.
He would probably be fighting Islam Makhachev if he wasn't injured. Give it up for Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Ooh. That's a rookie
card. Shavkat rookie.
Don't bend this one. Don't mess this one up, Nick. This one's
don't crimp it up.
This one might take us. This one might retire us. Okay.
And this one's not blowing anybody's hair back, but this man was in a great fight with Rafael Fiziev a long, long time ago.
Okay.
A high level Muay Thai.
Brad Rydell?
Both of them, correct, sir. Both of them are so good at Muay Thai that they were asked to be coaches in Muay Thai, which is like unheard of. You got to be very good as a white guy to go down there and get a job
to
as a
teach.
coach.
And yeah, I'm a Brad Rydell fan.
Yeah, and he's still doing the damn thing on the coaching side of things. You see him at Anytime City Kickboxing, when they're not making headlines for the other reasons they're making headlines and they're fighting. He's usually helping them out in the training room.
Yeah, City Kickboxing's had a tough go.
Yeah.
But Carlos Ulberg's fighting for a belt. So, I mean, I guess it's really just old Dan that's having a tough
No,
go.
I saw one thing is like when Volkanovski shows up to the privates between Izzy and Dan Hooker, and it was just like crazy audio clips from them. Pretty funny.
Mac Hash asks, Kaio win coming?
Yes. I think Kaio wins. I think Ryanair de Ritter, for some reason, he looks a bit slow. And that might be just because of the fight week. Maybe he comes out and he fights intense. But the Fighting Nerds, I will say they're an electric group. They're a dynamic fighting group, and they have tons of athleticism on their side. But they are also high IQ fighters, and they do study the game. If you know RDR, he's not a guy who comes with a whole wide variety of skills to throw at you. He's got some really good straight attacks, the ones and twos. He throws that knee as he steps into pressure. You know he wants to grapple, but he's not afraid to land big shots to cover that distance. So RDR will be dangerous, but I do think that the last fight was kind of telling. And Caio Borralho, like we always say, is a fighting nerd, and the fighting nerds win together and they lose together. Right now, they are on a winning streak. So I have a feeling that Caio Borralho wins this one. And look, we're getting another ad for another UFC card. Here's Yuri Prohaska coming in to fight for the vacant 205 belt against you-know-who, Carlos Ulberg. Now, we already got this info, but this is the first, promotional video. Yeah. Let's go for that.
Let's go for that.
Early thoughts. I love Yuri, so I got to probably slide with Yuri. But Carlos Ulberg is a great fighter. And look, his team is familiar with championship environment, championship camps. So I'm sure he will be ready for that big matchup. How many we got in the chat?
11,295.
We're hitting it solid. Guys, thank y'all so much for keeping it at 11K. If we can push to 12K, we will. We still got a couple great fights on this card, so y'all keep tuned in. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your picks.
Just the main and the co-main now.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, what's your favorite Kung Fu movie? Oh, man, I love Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
I love Rush Hour. Rush Hour. Yeah, I got to go Rush Hour.
Well, in the Rush Hour 3, I don't know if it's technically considered a Kung Fu movie, but they definitely they found that guy who was like 7'9".
Yeah.
Sun Ming.
Yeah.
And he was the scene of Chris Tucker walking into that dojo and trying to fight is one of the best scenes in movie history, certainly in Kung Fu movie history. But when he's just like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "You." And he's like, "No, me. No, you." And he's like, "I am you." He's like, "Just answer the damn question."
Yeah.
And then the other guy, he's like, "Listen, you." He goes, "Me. I'm me, and you're you." And he's like, "I'm about to whoop your old ass."
The chemistry between Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan is one of the best on-screen chemistries of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. I loved those movies growing up.
Yeah.
Let's see real quick before we get to the next one. Mac Hash thinks Ulberg is going to win. Oof, that's a tough one. I can see it. Dot says, "Big up, y'all. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the live."
Yo.
If the next fight was at 205, RDR would be a big favorite. That's interesting. I have to think about that for a second. Maybe so.
RDR with the gas tank issues could maybe benefit from going up to 205.
Yeah, that might be the case. Let's see.
One more real quick on the Bruce Lee's and I guess Bruce Lee would be considered a Kung Fu guy. That one with the glass walls. Is it like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or
I don't know
something? Spirit of the Almighty Dragon, something like that. But there's like mirrored walls, and he's getting in a fight. If you know the name of that one, drop it in the chat.
Yeah, I don't recall that one. John, real quick, Johnny says, "What do you think of the John Wick movies?" Love them. Yeah, those are some badass movies.
Yeah, anybody that's willing to go after somebody for a dog.
Enter the Dragon, Johnny. Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon. Yes.
So Joey asked, how do you guys feel about Rufy versus Chandler? I don't care for it. I feel like it's a setup win for Rufy. There's not much. Yeah. Poor Michael Chandler, right?
Poor Michael Chandler, because he wasted 2 years basically waiting for Conor McGregor. And
he gets the Brazilian, younger, hungrier McGregor.
Yeah. A guy who fights like Conor McGregor did in 2018, 2017, whenever it was.
And not nearly as famous and not nearly as big of a payday, right?
Yeah. Well, and I feel bad because Michael Chandler really did deserve that fight. And it felt like the right fight. Rufy, I mean, we know him, we love him. Fight fans know and love him, but he's not well known like that. And to me, it does sort of feel like they're stacking it up to have some serious finishes and some wild fights.
Yeah.
Roofy can set Michael Chandler up for a highlight reel KO.
For sure.
And I believe that's what will happen. Alex Pereira can win by knockout, but that fight to me honestly probably goes decision.
If it
Long
does,
fight decision.
That's going to go for Cyril Gane.
Topuria is probably putting Justin Gaethje to sleep. As much as I love the highlight, that's just a rough fight, and he gets hit too much to let those shots get landed. And also, you got to remember, Ilia Topuria is a freak on the ground. He's actually very good on the ground, and if he doesn't like the way the striking's going with Justin, he doesn't have to worry about Justin taking him down, but Justin will need to worry about him taking Justin down.
Real quick, I'm going to hit the bathroom again before the next fight. If you want to hop in the comments.
Yo. You usually never see me on a computer, so take it while you get it, boys. Let's keep it going. Train BSD style to get that win. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Michael Chandler should probably get with BSD and say, hey, what do I do? How do I solve this puzzle? It could end up working out for him. I'm interested to see, Roofy obviously has a gaping hole in his grappling, and Michael Chandler does know how to wrestle, but he's not as good with staying in dominant positions and looking for submissions. Like if you remember even some of the submission attempts he's had in his prior fights, he doesn't have the position, but then he'll go for the submission. And guys that are wiry and know how to scramble and move, they just get out of harm's way, get their body in a safe place, even if their neck is in a bad spot or their arm or whatever it is. And then they wind up getting into a more neutral position. So Michael Chandler's got an uphill battle, to say the least. But I'll say this. To me, Michael Chandler felt like the kind of guy that really did care about being on the White House card. And to see him actually get that, now, tough fight, albeit, but he did get it. And it's not against McGregor, but he's going to represent. He's going to wrap that red, white, and blue flag over his shoulders, make that walk, warm up in the Oval Office. I think it's good for Michael Chandler to get that, but I don't love the matchmaking. All right, keep going. From there, that was the last one I got to. So 3 or 4 more.
Who you got? Who would you pick between Robert and Rakic? Ooh, at light heavyweight.
Robert.
I'm going to go Rakic. Yeah, I don't know. I think Rob's on the tail end. I don't know how. I'm happy to see Rob move up to 205, and I hope he does well there. I really do.
Rob Whittaker?
Yeah, Rob Whittaker. Yeah, I assume that's Robert Whittaker. Yeah. But I think maybe Rakic would be my early first pick.
Size becomes to be an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Ndot says agreed. Gane will win it. Yeah, I mean, if it goes decision, it's hard to imagine him not winning it. RDR walking out to Roy Jones Jr. beat. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that just real quick to touch back on Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira, like Izzy was winning the first fight against Alex Pereira, moving around on points. Alex just finished him. He caught him and finished him. But if truth be told, Alex had his moments, but that fight was swaying Izzy's way until he lost.
And Cyril Gane isn't even a power striker. He's more of a volume guy.
Right.
But if Israel Adesanya can knock you out, Cyril Gane can knock you out.
Yeah.
And
now that was at 185 in fairness. And this is heavyweight. So Alex at heavyweight's a totally different body.
He's going to be more durable, but he has taken more licks to the chin than Cyril Gane has. Cyril lost to John Jones, but he didn't take much damage in that one. Now, Alex Pereira takes one to give one, and he usually gets the better end of those exchanges. But in fights that last a while, we see Pereira get touched quite often.
We do. And
that could be
a massive problem.
Yeah.
Siraj says, this is a good question for you, Nick. Maybe you can ask Bob this. What do you think happened to Derek Lewis fighting on that card, and who do you think pulled out? So we were saying, if you just popped in, we were saying we think that the pullout was John Jones because they were saying that there was a big fight that fell out at the last minute and things got put together. The way Dana was being interviewed by Joe Rogan, it kind of felt like Cyril Gane was the replacement, which would only mean one thing, that it was more than likely John Jones.
Yeah.
And John did say he was in discussions for the White House card. So the UFC wouldn't call John to fight on the White House and then all of a sudden change their mind last minute and say, you know what, let's make it Cyril Gane instead.
Right.
As far as Derek Lewis is concerned, that's a bummer because he was really looking forward to that fight. And I know Crew Bob Perez, we know him well.
Yes.
they were, they were very excited about the potential opportunity to fight on the White House lawn. And we also know that Trump is a huge fan of Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and vice versa. And so I don't know what happened there, but maybe you can get some insight and maybe we can tell that story.
Yeah, I mean, full transparency. I have talked to Derek. I've talked to Bob. That's his head coach. They shared, some of their conversations with me, and I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, but what I can say is Derek Lewis was absolutely a front runner to make it to this card. However, things did change with scheduling, and the amount of fights that they initially thought were going to be on it were removed. And, this sport is a lot about what have you done for me lately? Mm-hmm. And, he had suffered a loss. And when you're down to 6 total fights and the world is expecting to be blown away, it does make it difficult. Now, look, you're talking about the knockout king. You're talking about a guy that the fans know and love. And I really do think that regardless of what he did in his last performance, he would have a reason to be there and would definitely entertain.
Yeah.
But it could be a matter of they don't have the right opponent and they want to make certain matchups. And for that, I understand. But Derek Lewis is absolutely still a top draw for the UFC's heavyweight division and will likely wind up on a very good card, potentially international
fight week. Maybe that's what they're going to do.
And here's the thing. I believe Gable Steveson is coming. I thought he was going to be on that.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen a Steveson announcement.
But
yet.
I bet you they put him on that international fight week card. I bet you he gets signed.
Or Dana keeps saying that they're adding a 7th fight potentially to the. I didn't count him. Was there 6 or 7?
If Derek gets on the White House card, I bet you it's against Gable Steveson.
Well, then in that case, he probably better not be on that card.
Yeah, but Gable did show a little bit of flaws even on the regional scene. And all it takes is one.
With Derek, it all only takes one. Real quick before this next fight happens. RWH19, hi, y'all. Just got here. Thanks so much for joining. Glad to have you in the chat. Johnny said Tom had success with leg kicks against Gane. Alex will too. Good point. Very possible. And then Mac Hash said Whitaker, another guy I think should ask for that retirement fight. Fantastic human being, but should ask for that massive fight. I mean, listen, Rob Whitaker has done everything there is to do in this sport. I think he's got 6 kids.
Yeah, he's popping them out.
The homie's been busy, and God bless him. That's awesome. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the end is near. Let him fight 1 or 2 at light heavyweight, see how he does, and let him have that big retirement fight in Australia.
I might be spamming with pushing UFC fighters to BKFC after their careers are done, and I'm not saying Roberts is done. But imagine a bare knuckle fighter coming out named Bobby Knuckles.
Bobby Knuckles in bare knuckles. Yeah, you can't be hard. John Silva is literally barking, and he's not even in the cage.
You're telling me you don't want to see Rob Whitaker versus Mike Perry? That'd be fun.
Let's see here. Okay, we got who wins the co-main so far? 70-30. Kaio to RDR in the chat. RWH said I don't think they ever really wanted Derek. I know Trump
they did. I know I can tell you this because this is coming.
Whoa. Spinning back kick straight out of the gate for Caio Bahallo.
I'll tell you the thought on Derek Lewis after this, but we are round 1 just started between Bahallo and De Ridder. 4 minutes and 49 seconds, 48, 47, 46. Lock in with us.
Caio hands low. Caio is not looking to spend a lot of minutes in the cage tonight. He's hands low. Kicking and punching aggressively, walking RDR down. I think he's testing that durability that he saw, susceptibility to in that last fight for RDR.
And also pacing, right? You see RDR, he's a slower paced guy, and he showed, oh man, Frankenstein on that
takedown there. That was telegraphed as can be. Yeah, if he doesn't start to figure out a way to get inside on Caio Bahallo, this could be a really bad or a really quick night for RDR.
Look for a big kick off of Bahallo. He's setting up a big kick. I can't quite tell if it's going to be a back leg or even a spin kick, but he looks like he's setting up a kick right now. He's kicking to the body, or he's punching to the body. I'm sorry. Big shot just puts him on the ground. It looks like more of a push, but still something happened in the exchange. Oh, nice clean jab by RDR. Quickly on that, Derek Lewis. So Derek Lewis, funny story. After he had won his fight and got a call from President Trump in the octagon.
Knee to the nuts there.
perfect time for a story as Caio Bahallo
recovers from the nut shot.
Checks the family jewels. And by the way, if you're an MMA fighter and you want to protect your family jewels, check out Diamond MMA. Truly the best cups in the game. I've been wearing them for 8 years now as a customer. And if you're ever in a sport where you need to protect the family jewels, Diamond MMA is absolutely your place.
That was a double knee to the nuts. They both need each other in the nuts at the same time.
So RDR is just built like that, huh?
Boom.
Ooh.
RDR
it looked like it shifted his cup. He's probably got one of those plastic ones on.
Yeah.
Not a diamond. Quickly. Yeah. So Derek Lewis was called by Donald Trump as he was getting his name announced in the ring. You must all remember that. And believe it or not, the next day or the next week, I should say, about 2 days after the fight, he got a call from a number he didn't recognize. So he didn't answer it, as we all do. You just assume it's a spam risk. And so his manager calls him right after. He goes, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Hey, did you just miss a phone call?" He goes, "Yeah, who was it?" And he goes, "It's President Trump. I'd pick it up. He's going to call you back." So he answered it. And essentially they were excited for that. But obviously they went a different direction. And you'll see him in a card later this year.
Real quick, I already know the answer, but somebody asked what kind of cups again?
Yeah, real quick. So RWH, wait, what cups again? It's diamond, like I'm wearing diamonds,
like
DIA, like Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And they're a new sponsor of ours. The owner of the company, Craig, really good guy. He reached out to us, and we're trying not to take on a whole lot of sponsors. We want to keep this, just the stuff that we really like and we really use. And truthfully, no BS. Nick and I were customers. We spent hundreds of dollars with Diamond way before we ever had this podcast, way before we were ever big enough for an advertiser to care about us. And they've always treated us well. They've always, provided a great product. There is no cup in the game that's like a Diamond cup. You got to get, if you fight and you train, you got to wear one.
And even if you play a different sport, like the MMA, I only have experience from the MMA cup and wearing it in boxing and in MMA. But truly, it stays intact. It stays in place. The best, they've got compression shorts, so you just slide the cup right in. A couple different styles of compression shorts, and they've also got some really cool merch. Their shirts are cool, high quality, really nice, soft feel.
If you want to buy one, use the promo code Barnhill, and
yes.
I think it's like a 15 or 20% discount that you'll get. So, yeah, check that out. But yeah, these guys are right back to action. 2.5 minutes left in the first round.
Oh, big
hook by Caio Bahallo there.
And now a stiff jab. All right, Bahallo is looking to finish this fight.
RDR has landed some big shots, in fairness, too, since the restarting after the nut shot.
Yeah.
He's looking for that knee again.
Yeah, he's got that.
Big straight there by Caio Bahallo.
That Dutch kickboxing where he'll walk in with a half raise the knee, but it also serves as a check.
Yeah.
Right. It's a good way to do offense and defense at the same time with one technique. Bahallo seems to be okay with the calf kicks. It looks like RDR is just kind of putting him out there as a feeler, not as much to do damage. But if Bahallo's turning over in a bladed stance, you might as well send that thing with some bad intentions.
Yeah. Caio Bahallo looked there for a second to grapple with double unders and then abandoned it. But smart move. I don't think Bahallo needs to be doing much wrestling. He's having success on the feet here. RDR now has gotten him down. Bahallo making his way to the cage to try to cage walk.
And we will see if yet another fighting nerd has a discrepancy on the ground.
Yeah.
Rufy clearly is missing out on some of his ground techniques. Bahallo obviously is a complete fighter, but he certainly is best served on the feet. So,
yeah. Now, Bahallo is back up to his feet, but RDR, excuse me, still on the back here, looking to get that takedown, looking to get him back to the mat.
And in all actuality, this is right where RDR likes fights.
Yeah.
And it's boring. He's probably quite familiar with the boos from the crowd because he holds people to the cage and does a lot of kneeing. But, anything he can do to get some minutes won in this round, I think he's going to look to do.
But he's losing this round. Like, even if he does get another takedown here, this is still a round for Bahallo. So RDR does need to try to do something of significance here, if he wants to try to put this round in the bag.
Agreed. Takedown defense is getting so high level.
It is. it's really kind of becoming the game.
Cage work. There's a true system to the cage work, both on the offense and the defense. And the deeper you get into MMA, the more you really understand like all of these things, like right there.
Beautiful reversal by Caio. So RDR is really not having much success holding and keeping Bahalio down.
Right. And I worry that this is going to be what gasses out RDR.
And that's the end of round one there.
You find that one opportunity, and now you blow out all your energy to make sure you dominate.
We saw RDR against Brendan Allen have a really good first round.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought he was going to finish Brendan Allen after that first round. And then he had nothing left when he got off the stool for the second. So let's see if that's the case tonight. He definitely did not win the first round.
No.
But let's see what his energy levels look like come round two.
What's Kalshi saying about this after one?
So 70. Yeah, I'm seeing 76-26, but Chris may be a little either ahead or behind me.
A little bit ahead on this, or ahead.
Okay, yeah. So Chris is just a touch ahead. So yeah, most people think Bahalio won that first round. I definitely think he did. He landed the bigger shots. He had the bigger moments on the feet. Boom.
Beautiful 1-2, one to the body.
Nice straight.
Not head hunting.
That check hook was the best strike of the round, in my opinion, for Bahalio.
That was his Israel Adesanya moment. Remember when he capped off Costa like that? Stood in the pocket.
Boom. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think it's becoming a game of clock management, like football sometimes can be. You start the fight standing, get up a bit, and then
big shot landed by Caio Bahalio right to start the second round. We're only 4 minutes and 50 seconds, 4:50, 49, 48, 47 of round two, RDR, Caio Bahalio, and we've got RDR on the back foot looking very hesitant right now because Caio came out and landed a big one.
Yeah. I'll get back to that comment in just a second. Let's see what happens here. Big leg kick for Caio Bahalio. Caio has started both rounds extremely aggressive.
He's managing range well with his footwork. You know, his head and he's leaning forward like Rob Font, but with his hands down. But his head movement is pretty good, mostly because he's moving his feet right as RDR comes in.
Oh, beautiful straight. RDR's got those sneaky, slinky arms too. He's got good range. You wouldn't think he does. Caio's landing some big shots here. RDR taking it well, though, in fairness.
Yeah, this might be the best we've seen Caio on the feet in a little while.
This is the best Caio Bahalio we've seen in a while, yeah.
Switching stances appropriately, not overdoing it, but also staying out of range and staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
RDR, a lot of people don't think about it like this, but guys like that game plan for every inch of the octagon. And when you go behind that black line that separates the center versus the edge of the octagon, guys like RDR will just shoot on you immediately because they know you're one step from the cage. And if they can get you to the cage, their chances greatly increase to get you to the ground.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
So we're just back to that comment real quick. I think it's a game of clock management. Like in football, you start the fight standing, get up a bit, then get on top of them against the cage to burn the clock and win the round. Yeah, the problem is RDR didn't have enough clock time to win that first round. So he's got to do more if he wants to play that game. So good takedown, and arguably just as important, stopping them from burning clock is what has become so important. Yeah, if you can prevent somebody from stalling, like right there, Caio Bahalio kind of reversed things. And even though RDR just reversed it back again, but we're kind of in a 50-50 position. So if this gets canceled out, then you look at the striking and the damage, and Caio wins the round again. So it's super important that you're not just held against the cage because, I mean, fighters that can do that people don't have an answer for, they will do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well said.
It doesn't make for, and I mean, the UFC's got their cutting scissors handy right now. So, I don't think they're cutting RDR anytime soon, but they have showed us that, like, if you're not going to be an exciting fighter, they will cut your ass.
Yeah. It's crazy. This is an exhausting style, though, for RDR because...
But I still don't think he's winning this round. Like, no. Caio looks to Herb Dean. Herb Dean says to work. RDR is looking for that single. But, Herb Dean, now calling for some action out of RDR here.
Herb's getting a little antsy. He hears the crowd. This is a BMF fight. And while RDR comes with his skills, Caio Bahalio is looking, he must have breathed in some of that BMF energy in the locker room. He's looking for a finish. He's looking for a statement.
Yeah, Kaio's he's here to fight and get a finish. I think RDR looks like he's getting tired.
Oh yeah,
he's got that mouth open again. Yeah, I wrote that in response to your comment on takedown. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so more in a generic fashion. Yeah, totally agree. But yeah, if you can do that successfully, and the other person hasn't really gotten off on the feet, then you do win the rounds, and it's a problem. If you can't prevent it, it's a big problem. Let's see here. Another leg kick for Kaio. Kaio's using a body jab this round. He's landed pretty flush a couple of times. Yeah. RDR is noticeably tired to me. He's getting more tired as this fight ticks on, like in a noticeable way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's hanging on by a thread every time he goes for an exchange.
Yeah. Let's see here.
A lot of feinting, and it looks minor, but RDR is actually keeping Kaio at bay by a lot of this feinting that he's doing, and his entries are very weird. So
it looked like RDR just grabbed the back of his hair. Did you see that?
It looked like it, but I couldn't quite make out what he was doing.
So 10 seconds left in the round. RDR looking for a takedown. Kaio looking to score one of his own. Yeah. Not a bad idea because it's not like anything's going to happen in the last 10 seconds. But if you can score a takedown in an otherwise close round, that might not be a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
My phone died, so I don't have
a charger.
Yeah, but only if you're good. Only if you're good.
Well, I think we may. Do you have the old iPhone or the new one?
Oh yeah, new. Oh no, old. I'm sorry. All right, that was a better round. I'd say a more even round, right?
More even. Drop a note in the chat? Who do you guys score that last round for? I'm interested to know.
They're saying the 1-2 is right there, but obviously he's translating, so you can't really get too much because there's so many voices going along.
That was a nice jab by RDR there.
Yeah. Showing a couple highlights. We're seconds out from the round, so round 3 could very well determine who wins this fight.
Yeah. All right, we could be 1-1 here. So yeah, Mac Hash says Kaio. Yeah, I mean I feel like Kaio's winning this fight. You know, too. Whether it's 1-1 or not, Kaio feels to me. Whoa, beautiful hook to start the third round. And by the way, we just started the third round, guys. We're at 4:51. All right, let's see here.
No, I don't unplug any lights, right? I don't want.
It's up to you. It's up to whatever y'all think looks better, but I don't unfortunately have another plug.
No worries.
RDR needs to do something of urgency here because I think that he's down 2 rounds. Ooh.
Oh, pushes RDR to the ground. Has no interest in being on the ground with him, though. So punches one time on the ground and pound right back to their feet.
Kaio Bahalio has been hands down this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kaio Bahalio gets a takedown of his own. Body lock takedown. Now, I don't know if this is the right move for Bahalio.
I agree with you on that in the long term, but when you're given an opportunity to hit that takedown, you got to do it. And to control for a couple minutes, zap the gas tank of RDR, you might be able to see those takedown attempts come. And any bit of pressure he can apply right here is going to help him win this fight.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got a solid almost amount. He's got that leg trap still, but half guard is just as damn, great in MMA as full mount in a lot of ways.
Well, actually, in some ways, you can really solidify position in the half guard. If your goal is submitting, you need to progress to mount.
Right.
If your goal is landing ground and pound, the half guard is actually a fantastic position,
and arguably better.
Yeah, in some ways. Now, if Bahalio can keep it like this, he's for sure going to win the fight, and he's not going to win any style points, doing the third round like this. But
you know what? I think the boys coming out for the main event have got some heavy lifting on this card.
They do. I mean, in fairness, Drew Dober and Michael Johnson threw down.
Yeah.
Raul Rosas looked good, but it wasn't
BMF.
It wasn't BMF. I think we can all rest assured that the BMF fight is going to be exactly what we think it's going to be.
Live up to expectations.
I'm not saying that I think, because I picked Max. I'm not saying that I'm confident of a Max win. I'm just saying I think it's going to be a hell of an exciting fight.
I agree.
So,
well, how we doing on the chat? Still over 10K?
Yeah, 11K still.
Let's go.
Value's at 93% now.
Y'all, let's push it to 12K for the main event. Send it out. Send this live stream to all your fight fans, all your friends that love the game, anybody that wants a different opinion on the fights. Let them know we're here.
We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for tuning in.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole kit and caboodle for us. We really appreciate it.
So 2 minutes and some change here, 2:10. Caio Borralho has proved his point on the ground here.
He's in the driver's seat of the grappling exchange for round 3, which is very good. All right.
So we got, the Kalshi is showing 95% for Borralho at this point. So pretty much the whole market thinks that
is winning and will win is Borralho, yeah?
Yes. Johnny wants to know if you're getting the iPhone 17, Nick.
I need one, man.
I think you're still on like the 10 or you're.
I'm on the 13 or something. I'm way back. But it works for me. It makes phone calls when the seldom times I do call people. And I do need to get one. I need to get one that does the new charging.
You fire off comments on TikTok against people that are crap talking you?
I absolutely do. Yeah.
The new charger or the new one, you can take charge off of his phone to your phone.
Really? Mm-hmm. You can go phone to phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
A couple %.
That's pretty sick.
Ooh, beautiful slip inside to a body shot for Caio Borralho. So it looks like DeRitter has landed some nice jabs that have, kind of made a welt on Caio's face. That check hook is money for Borralho.
Sure is. And RDR keeps going to the ground on it.
And again, like we talked about with Sean Strickland, when you have good head movement, and I'm not saying that Borralho has anywhere near the head movement of Sean Strickland, but he's got good enough head movement to not eat a knockout shot from DeRitter, it seems. Those hands being low then start to come to your advantage because especially a guy who likes the body lock, your hands are nice and low. Beautiful hook again for Borralho. That hook's money.
RDR has a chin, man. He keeps getting wobbled, but 10 seconds pass and he's good again.
He's definitely not the quitter in this one. Somebody asked about that earlier. He's definitely not quitting, but definitely not winning either.
Final 10 seconds. No point to the ground in the co-main event of the BMF fight card.
Head kick sent by DeRitter there. I was pretty close. All right, time. So I got it 3-0 for Caio Borralho.
I'll go 2-1. I think RDR may have stolen that second round just because, the ground control seems to be favored in some judges' eyes, and you never know what these judges are looking at. Sometimes they feel like they're the 3 blind mice.
Yeah. Let's see here. RWH says 2 of his siblings are moving away from the iPhone. They have some grievances with Apple. I've got grievances with all the tech companies at times, but it's we gotta have something. But
I can't get into those Androids.
No.
Anytime I have to film something or use somebody's for something, I'm like, this is literally like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's probably because you're not used to it. In fair, because some people do film good quality stuff on Androids, but it's not Does Joe have an Android?
He has both. He can text blue and can text green.
So Joey wants to know, who did you guys have winning the RDR Whitaker fight? I had Whitaker, but it wasn't a robbery. Yeah, there's a case for Rob in that one for sure. I haven't watched that fight in a long time. I'd have to go back and watch it to give you my answer, but leaning towards Rob feels right. And then Johnny's got it 2-1 for RDR. Interesting. Really interesting. I think it's Caio Borralho. That's interesting. Does anybody else have it for RDR?
Yeah, I mean, when the stats came up, and remember, the judges don't get to see the stats, but when the stats came up, they were even, except for in the first round where RDR actually scored more strikes.
So I think it's the bigger moments were had by Caio.
And the damage and the dropping. Yeah. He dropped him several times, once in each round at least. So I see it a win for Caio Borralho, 2-1, 29-28. Neither man gets that much closer to the title, but a push towards the top 5 for Caio Borralho should be in the future. Fighting Nerd glasses on. Will we see Rogan?
Okay. All three, 30-27. All three judges. Caio Borralho. Wow. So, 30-27 on all three judges' scorecards. That's a surprise to me. I had Caio winning, but that's a surprise.
2 clean sweeps in a row.
We thought he was going to be a lot, which Hamzat would have won either way, but imagine RDR and Hamzat.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hamzat would be RDR would be asleep from exhaustion.
I hear you, RWH. I've had some iPhone problems myself. That's what I mean. Like, to me, I don't have any personal grievance with the companies either, but it's like phones freezing, losing pictures of my family sometimes. I've had some of those moments for sure.
Everything lives in the cloud, but where the hell is the cloud?
Nobody knows. All right, Joe Rogan's got the glasses on. Let's hear what Caio Borralho has to say.
He wanted to KO him, but he's so tall and awkward.
His jab was sneakily long. Yeah, we talk about the Inspector Gadget arms all the time for RDR. It really seems like he has those. Like,
sends him out. Or like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Get over here.
And he slings that arm out. That's RDR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caio saying his grappling's high level. He out-grappled De Ridder.
Not highest level in this division. Hamzat Chimaev and Bo Nickel are in the division.
Yeah. Saying he dominated guys outside the UFC that dominated that dominated De Ridder in grappling. That's interesting. I wonder who that is. So Borralho wants a title shot. That's not happening.
Ward.
Yeah, he's talking about how he wanted to finish the fight. He didn't stall. I think Caio needs to win 2 more, in fairness, before he's even discussed for it. Except the fact that Hamzat's probably leaving, and who knows what's going to happen. But
yeah, he's a marketable character. So,
he's got a name. Okay, let's hear who it is. Dricus du Plessis. That's not a bad call out.
Goes from RDR to DDP.
That's actually a really hard fight for Caio, but that's a good fight.
Yeah.
If you can beat Dricus, you are back in the contention.
Yeah. And RDR might be awkward, but DDP is the king of awkward.
Yeah, that's a hard fight for Caio to win.
That'd be a great fight night 5-rounder.
Yeah. I like that idea. Excuse me. I like that idea.
But it is always tough to fight a guy who had a title opportunity. He had a title opportunity in DDP, and then so if you beat him, yeah, you might move up. But if you lose to him, then you really do hurt yourself. Arman in handcuffs. The loudest pop of the night goes to Arman Sarukian.
Seems like he's still in UFC jail.
Mm-hmm.
ITSN1TE. How do I comment? How do you pronounce that? Is there a certain way to pronounce it? I'm still not over that White House card. Main event is great, though. Totally agree. I am stoked for the main event. I feel bad for Arman, but the main event's going to be fun. RWH, it's absolute hot garbage. Rewarding Cyril is a diabolical move. That I totally agree with.
Yeah, that diabolical is the only word that makes sense right there.
I went over to X for a minute just to see what people were saying, after the fight there. And Ariel Helwani did say the UFC did seriously try to have John Jones on the White House card, and they couldn't get to his number. Everyone is talking about this fight that fell through, but I don't think that's the fight that fell through last night. That's not what I was told. Okay, so what was the fight that fell through?
Yeah, don't bury
what
the
were you
lead
told?
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Come on, Ariel.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we got one more pack. How many packs?
I'm not sure how many.
Okay, we got one more, and then we'll after the main event we'll do the last one.
Yeah, or we can just run 2 real quick.
Well, no, we can stick around for a minute while we give our thoughts and kind of sign off. Let me see. Unless this thing takes too long.
Quick break. Commercials from Paramount Plus. We'll be back on the fights in just a minute. But in the meanwhile, you don't have to watch commercials here. You get to watch cards be opened.
And again, guys, these Prism cards, we don't know the company. This is not a sponsorship or anything like that. We just a fan of the show who happens to live here in Houston met up with us randomly at somebody's house years ago.
Yeah, I think a party or something.
Yeah, had like kind of knew we had mutual friends through the grapevine, so he kind of knew we were going to be there, and so he brought these and gave them to us. And so we've literally what was that, 3 or 4 years ago, Nick?
At least
3 or 4 years ago, and we have never opened them. But Chris has recently gotten into cards, and so he's like, we need to rip these packs. And I was like, well, let's just do it on the live stream this Saturday. So here we go.
And proof that this pack has been around for a long time. Go back to any of our old episodes from the years we've been doing this show.
Oh yeah,
the original set had this exact box sitting on it, on top of a couple of
packs set on top of those
Funkos.
Yeah.
Hey, extra credit goes if somebody can go right now and name the 2 fighters we had as Funkos on our original set, we will send you one of these cards.
Yeah.
Straight up. Let's start the giveaways with
first person to comment that gets a card.
Here's a hint: 2 big names. It doesn't get much bigger, but don't go look it up and then just drop it. If you know, drop it in now. And if not, we'll tell you. All right, heavyweight.
Who we got?
You know him, you love him. Alexander Romanov. Your silence is quite loud.
Yeah, I had to remember for a second who the hell Alexander Romanov was.
Let's see if you know this one. Yeah. She goes by Leo, and I think she is the female GOAT.
Leona.
Give it up.
The lioness.
Amanda Nunes. You see that? Read them and weep.
Amanda Nunes. Featherweight. This was against... the lioness, I'm just reading what it says here. The lioness Nunes is quite simply on another level than the rest of her competition. This fact was on display once again at UFC 259, where the UFC bantamweight and featherweight champion needed just 2 minutes and 3 seconds to beat Megan Anderson via submission to retain the 145-pound title. The female GOAT, everybody.
Whoa. All right. You know him, you love him. We're going to be sad when he's gone. Israel Adesanya. Come on.
Izzy, the style bender.
Style bender, baby.
Put that one straight in the pouch. Which one is that? Which one are you talking about? Israel Adesanya, middleweight. This is a cool card. As of 2021, UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, has the longest average fight time in the division at 16 minutes and 6 seconds. It's not a great stat to put on a card.
Odd. Yeah. But you know what?
Considering he's also a knockout artist, that tells you the cerebral Adesanya has great patience in waiting for the right moment.
How about this guy has the best walkouts in history, hits breakdancing numbers perfectly, and then gets a KO. How about that as the little disclaimer on his card? Anyways, we've got a teammate of his on this last 4th and final card of the pack. And this is a Prism. I think they're trying to tell me something because I'm hungry and they're just edging me over here by writing Panini on the card. I don't know who did that, but I do know this guy, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. We got 2 Volk cards now. So this one, championship.
Yeah. Mac, just for clarification, because we're not card guys, put that one straight in the pouch out of Amanda and Adesanya. Are you indicating that they're actually of some value, or you don't like those cards? I truly don't know. I'm totally new to this whole card deal, but if they are of value, we will treat them with the utmost care.
Yeah. All right. Does this cord work first? It does, but that's what I was saying is you seem to plug it into something. I don't think the lights being off is going to be.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, you know what? We'll just do this one.
All right. So we got the build up here coming for the BMF title. What do you guys think about Charles's training footage? Did you guys see that where he's training the 10-second point down? Do you think, I guess number one question is, do you think it makes it all 5 rounds? And then number 2, do you think that it goes to the point down if it does? And is that a good idea for Charles to do that against Max? I think probably not.
You know who the real BMF is Ilia Topuria. I mean, he should have had the belt.
Well, he's not. I mean, in fairness, he's knocked both of these guys out. So, you know, how can you not say
Max
that?
Had the belt when he fought him.
Johnny says he needs to get an Aline Perez card. Dude,
Oh, you want the Aline Perez? How about the
Aline that poor lady? She got So I did not know what she did outside of the UFC. You know, it may come as no surprise. I don't spend a whole lot of time on OnlyFans, but I did get on X during the fight night last week because we didn't do the live stream, and I happened to see a retweet of somebody who had leaked everything, and man, oh man!
So those guys are doing the Lord's work.
It's
the leakers.
It's a step above what I thought it was, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and if she keeps winning, I guess we will have a mattress actress champion potentially one day. I don't know.
Maybe we could see that. But I don't think she becomes a champ.
I don't either. But you know, she's all about the twerking and she's like a Patty the Batty of the females, right? Loves to hit a little twerk after a win.
Oh, right. So Mac Hash, meaning get those plastic pouches and save them. Down the line, these might be of some value. You got to have them in mint condition, though. Thank you, man. Yeah, we will definitely do that. We need to buy. Chris, can you order us or show me where to order some of those things? Yeah, we need to get some of those because we need to keep some of these because we're probably going to run into some of these fighters at some point in time, and maybe we can have them sign them and put them here on the set or do something cool, do some giveaways with them, stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see here.
I was hoping I'd get a Kevin Holland or a Derek. I could get that done this week.
Yeah.
But
they're in this set, so they might be in that last pack.
Johnny said, no, I think it ends in the 4th round. Who remind me again who you're taking, Johnny? Should have been Sugar and Corey. Why I'm in Zahabi. Yeah,
totally agree.
Sugar versus Corey would have been a better fight, right?
Totally agree. But I think they are looking for knockouts.
Wow. So Mac Hash says there are some cards that are even worth more than 50,000 and some even at 100,000. So do you know what those are? Are you familiar with these Prism cards? Because I would love to, like, seriously, if you know about this stuff, like, I would love to chat with you offline about these. I have no idea anything about this kind of stuff.
Forget that. If you bring a buyer for $100,000 on one of these cards,
big commissions.
We'll give you a piece of that. Yeah. Jeez. All right. By the way, guys, Charles Oliveira, the bleach blonde, the entire bleach corner is out there. They're doing the last thing before the cut man puts the Vaseline on, and he's no longer allowed to go anywhere but into the octagon.
So ITSN1TE says Charles is going to be bald. Dude, that is such a true comment. If he keeps bleaching his hair like this, that's not good for your hair.
No?
Like you're bleaching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not good for your brain.
Probably not.
It feels like it would go in, like leak into your scalp. The more I learn about skin, the more I realize it's absorbable, and it absorbs what you put in your hair. It absorbs what you put on your body.
What do you think O'Malley's hair doing?
O'Malley. Imagine bald O'Malley.
Well, they have to bleach his hair and then they color it back. So O'Malley is like even taking like a step further than Charles because they're
braiding it, so pulling it super tight.
Yeah, O'Malley, he's gonna bald. He's gonna be bald by 35.
Damn. It's a tough road out there once you get past.
Yeah, thanks for the info, Mac Hash. That's some cool stuff. We're going to get some containers. We're going to keep these. I don't know what we're going to do with them yet. Shout out to Prism. Like I said, not a sponsor, but just something that we thought was cool. And we've been wanting to open for a while. And Chris was just like, let's do it on the live. So here we are.
Yeah. And of course, thank you guys for tuning in.
If I'm O'Malley, I'd avoid that Sandhagen fight like the Played. He's a bad matchup, I think. I could see Corey winning that fight, but I want to see that fight. I see what you're saying, though. It's a tough matchup, but it's a tough matchup for Corey, too. But Corey does have the grappling edge. But how much of it would he be able to do? So Mac Hash says, can you show the Amanda Nunes card again close to the camera? Yeah. I might be able to look up the price. Let me see.
Well, dude, I can zoom in.
Yeah, let me see here. I can stand up for a second. Here we go.
Put it on mine.
Yeah. See, is that zoomed in on the? Can you
go up a little bit? Up, down.
Not that.
We're going like a lot at the time.
Just little.
Perfect.
When the reggae hits the speakers, you know Max Holloway, Hawaiian born and bred, is making his walk to the cage. The BMF himself, Max Holloway.
What happens though, BMF, if Charles wins is Max get a rematch for being the most dominant BMF champion?
You got to think Max would get a rematch. I mean, no, I don't think so immediately, though. I think they move on to other things.
I think the BMF is always just changing. I don't think they're ever going to really run back fights unless they're like total wars.
Yeah. And they could tell Max, look, you're not getting a rematch, but you're getting a title shot.
Yeah.
But this was the first time. Okay, so the BMF belt has always kind of been like, these two guys are not really in contention for a title, but this one's going to be fun. This time it's actually a little bit different. I mean, Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz, right? When they fought, it wasn't like the winner of this is getting an immediate title shot type of thing.
Right. It was sort of
I forget exactly how the timing was for when Jorge fought for the title and when he won the BMF. I don't remember how many fights were in between offhand and everything. But this one feels to me like the winner is the closest to the belt that there ever has been with the BMF fight.
Yeah.
Because like the last one was Dustin Poirier's retirement fight, right?
Right.
Looks it started. We got Holloway at 65% on Kalshi.
All right, Kalshi has said it. 65% leaning towards Holloway.
That's been consistent since I started looking at the line too.
Good.
It's crazy how you'll see it change once the
it stays.
It's going up and down.
Yeah,
it's really crazy to see. It's been fun to have these on there. It kind of gives you an insight as to what everybody's thinking as it's happening, and people are, not just like, oh, I think this is what's going on. It's actually people, making predictions with money, right? And so that's what moves those lines. So it's kind of cool to see. So Holloway versus Oliveira.
Plus 330 for Oliveira.
This one has real big fight feel, boys.
Real big fight feel.
Great walkouts for both guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot to put a poll in the chat for the BMF. Here we go. We've just been chatting, and who is the next BMF? Charles.
Oh, man. Max Holloway's got some spring in his legs. He's bouncing off the cage. He looks ready. He looks confident. He looks locked in. I'm so excited for this one, man. These guys are going to deliver. Yeah, this is such an interesting fight.
All right, there we go. Who is the next BMF, Charles or Max? Let's see what you guys think. All right, 36 for Oliveira, 34 for Holloway. Most pro fights, 48 and 36 UFC appearances on the card. Wow. Big reach advantage for Charles. I did not realize that Max does have kind of those pterodactyl arms, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he closes distance quite well with him, doesn't he?
All right, Buff is announcing the main event. So I'll let you know when the first round starts, guys, so you can lock in with us on the time if you want to.
And do you think these guys are privy to the information of the White House? Do you think they know now? And do you think that would...
Oh, yeah. They can see the TVs back there.
Yeah. Do you think that would change their opinion on a call out?
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, who do you think they'd call out? The winner calls out not Justin or Ilya, but do you think it's Arman, Connor?
No, they're going to call for the winner of the fight.
Okay.
And I think if they're a betting man, they may call for Ilya Topuria. You know what I mean? Because both of these guys have also beaten Justin Gaethje.
True.
So they both beat Justin, they both finished Justin, and they both got finished by Ilya. So they're 100% the winner of this fight is calling out Ilya. Now that they know what's going on with the White House.
Yeah, win this and you get to fight the undefeated 5'7" Georgian.
But what are you going to do with Arman Tsarukyan? You can't just let the guy linger forever.
No, and he's so hot right now. Everything he does turns to gold online.
There's nobody as viral as Arman right now. I mean, I know that plays into things in this new Paramount area. I know the UFC doesn't love Arman, but he's a way bigger star now than he was when he backed out of that Islam Makhachev fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. BMF is being, they're announcing it, so we are seconds out, literally.
Here we go, guys.
Charles Dubrance.
Here we go.
Quick, y'all, make sure we get up to 12K for that live. Let's go. Let's push these numbers, break records, help us break records. And this is the BMF, guys. Last fight of the night. So anything you want to say, get it off your chest now. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Live chat's alive and well. Make sure you let your voice be heard.
Let's do it. Here we go.
How many more portraits is Charles going to fit on his torso?
At least a few more. There's this. Look at this cute little baby there.
He's got a cool setup in Brazil. He's got a farm, big house, doing it right.
Heck yeah.
Living on a damn horse all the time. Waianae, Hawaii. Representing for Hawaii.
Joey says Max is going to go downhill on him.
Downhill?
What does that mean, Joey? Does that mean he's going to win or lose? Max blessed Holloway.
The best is blessed.
Man, I cannot wait for this fight.
Turn it up.
This has real big fight feel.
Yeah, it does.
So the chat is thinking that Max is going to win this fight. 71% to 29% for Max.
Riding with me. Oh, you
yeah, I picked Max too.
Okay.
Here we go.
Max blessed.
Ooh,
Holloway.
somebody ITSN said actually he's going to go down on the floor. Here we go. I love some disagreement in the chat. Let's go.
Let's see who's right. Max is.
Oh, Joey says once he gets going, he's not going to stop. Okay, I got you.
Oh, pedal to the metal.
Here we go. Oh man, this is. I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat on this one, but honestly, it'll probably be in between rounds. We're gonna dial in and call this fight. I cannot wait for this, Nick.
Here we go.
What did you pick? Knockout or
late
decision?
Knockout or a decision? It was hard for me to decide.
Here we go. The BMF is underway, guys. Big leg kick out of the way, straight out for Charles Oliveira. Again, same leg kick.
4 minutes, 50 seconds, 4 minutes, 49. Round one, BMF title on the line. Oh, nice clean 1-2. Kind of looped that into a hook there towards the end of the shot.
This is high pace right from the gate.
Beautiful straight punches from Max Holloway right out the gate. Oh, touching Charles at will. All right.
Charles
it looks like they're going.
Oh, wow. These guys are going straight out of the gate.
This could end in a first round finish.
Beautiful takedown for Charles Oliveira.
Man, just when you think he's got no more bullets left in the chamber, he comes out and takes
Charles
Max
is
Holloway
as
down
game as they get,
in
man.
30 seconds.
And Max Holloway, I will remind you, is not an easy guy to get down. 83% career takedown defense. Now, it is a totally different level of opponent here as far as grappling is concerned.
And I texted you last night. I said, watch the ceremonials and tell me who Max Holloway walked in with.
Pedro Sauer. Yeah, that was super cool.
So if there's anybody that you need in your corner yelling out what you should be doing with Charles Oliveira on top of you, it would be Pedro Sauer.
One of the best jiu-jitsu minds that there ever was.
The OG of OGs.
But it's still not where Max wants to be. And right now, Charles is in side control and he's landing big shots.
Certainly not. And shout out to Pedro. He lives in our old neighborhood now, right?
He does. He moved down to Georgia from the Northeast. I think he was in Maryland.
Anybody living in Savannah that's not taking full advantage of a jiu-jitsu legend being there is crazy. Definitely check it out.
Ooh, Rogers wants to know, is this now? Thanks for joining, by the way, man. Thanks for coming over to the chat. Is this now a BMF fight with a takedown? Well, it's still, in fairness, it's high pace. It's been electric. Charles hasn't stalled on the ground. He's looking to advance, looking for big shots. He's backpacking Max now. He's looking for that rear naked choke. Wow, this is going to be really impressive if Charles gets this. Holy moly.
Well, he's got 3 minutes to work, too.
Wow.
Max is staying calm, but this is a position he really can't afford to be in with Charles Oliveira.
This is worst case scenario for Max Holloway right now.
And I've never been a guy who hates grappling. I love grappling as long as it's exciting. Go for finishes. Look for good positions. Scramble like hell. That stuff is entertaining. I find that to be almost as entertaining as high level striking. But
this is deeper. This is deeper.
It is deeper. Max has got his hand in there to create a little bit of space to breathe. Max is obviously going to sit here. There's not much you can do defensively, except for wait for Charles Oliveira's hands to die out a little bit. As long as you keep that hand in there and stop the choke from getting cinched up, you're going to lose this round, and you might lose a little bit of blood supply to the brain. But he looks okay from this position. See, the arms get tired, space gets created. Now you just got to be smart because, Charles Oliveira is going to go for
Charles is looking to sink that other hand in now.
If Charles can catch that other hand, what Charles should do is look to grab with his right hand Max's left arm, and that way it frees up an arm to punch, because Max can't do anything but keep his base with that his left hand.
Yeah.
You know? I'd look for some sort of almost like a Dagestani handcuff, but around the head. You know, take that right arm and just grab the forearm, and you can land some pretty good strikes from here.
Okay. Charles has landed some big elbows.
Max looks cool as a cucumber, though.
Let's see here.
Now Charles is very crafty on the ground.
Wow.
So we did not expect this.
This is a big round for Charles Oliveira.
What's Kalshi saying right now?
Kalshi's saying 68% Charles Oliveira. That switched completely. It was 66% for Max Holloway, and it switched now 68% for Oliveira, 32% for Max Holloway. Yeah.
Do with that what you will, boys.
Kalshi's telling the tale here. Charles Oliveira is dominating.
Face crank.
He's got a face crank on Max. Okay, Max.
But he doesn't have a good grip position. Max is doing a great job defending. I mean, 3 minutes with Charles Oliveira on your back, half of it with a body lock.
Yeah. Now the question is this a 10-8 round?
I mean, look at them looking at the camera. Max raising the brows, letting us know he's still alive and well.
All right, let's go. 18 seconds left in this round. Wow. 1-0 Charles for sure.
I'm full of anxiety. I hear you, brother.
You and me both.
I hear you. But breathe easy, because Max Holloway's about to get back to his feet.
All right. I drank too much of that water. I got to hit the bathroom in the interim.
Don't worry, boys. I'll hold the 1s and 2s down. Round 1 is done. Obviously, it's a round for Charles Oliveira. Max Holloway, the current BMF, down 1 round, but there's 4 more rounds to go, 20 more minutes of fighting. Do y'all think round 2 is going to look like round 1? You think Charles is going to get him down, or do you think Max Holloway is able to play a little bit more defensively sound, maybe not look to land so much offense and so much volume in the close range? Or do we see Max Holloway take control of this fight and all rounds start on the feet? So we know he would have the advantage there, but he also... My prediction was Max Holloway late finish, depending on how wild this fight gets. It could go decision. I would still lean Max Holloway, but after this first round, man, I think I might be off on this one. Damn, I thought that was DC.
He's giving Oliveira some advice.
Yeah, the guy who's like ushering people out of the cage is big old guy, looks like DC.
All right, here we go.
All right, 10-9, clear as day. Could be 10-8, but either way, round 1 goes to Oliveira. Right back on that monster can.
Big hands. Body kick for Oliveira.
Body jab. All right, Oliveira's got some power.
We always said in the breakdown, Oliveira would be more powerful than Max, but the Max would have more volume. Max is landing a beautiful 1-2-1, but Oliveira is really timing those entries so well.
And you see what he's doing it off of his kicks.
Incredible.
As soon as the kick goes, he knows you don't have proper balance.
Yeah.
And if you don't have proper balance and you're kind of near the cage, Charles Oliveira is going to catch that kick and take you right over there. This is not where Max Holloway wants to be at all.
No, not at all. And reading there on somebody posted on X, the moral victory for Max to not get submitted. Like, Max is not in this fight looking for a moral victory. Max, Max is looking to win this fight.
Yeah.
Somebody said time on your clock.
Time on your clock. 4:05 in round 2.
4:03, 4:02, 4:01.
4 exactly. Yep. Oh, wow. Charles is passing beautifully. Oh, man, this is total domination.
And they're dry right now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If Max Holloway, if this is happening later in the fight, he has a better chance of getting up. But the fact that they're dry, Charles Oliveira is so good at smothering and riding the grappling positions out like a wave.
This is total domination for Oliveira.
He's looking for a modified rear naked.
It's like an arm in rear naked, actually.
Yeah.
5:09 of ground control time for Oliveira so far.
I might need to swing through Whataburger after this. Damn.
That's your good. Yeah.
This is stressing me. I'm gonna eat a burger.
Okay. Oh wow.
That is a human backpack to the highest level.
Man, Charles is so good, man. It just makes you wonder how freaking good Ilia Topuria is.
Man.
And Islam Makhachev.
Well, and Arman.
But Charles,
all right.
This might be tight. Max
is trying to breathe.
I can't see Max's head. Okay.
All right, he's keeping himself
beautiful
safe.
ground and pound by Charles Oliveira. And it's like we predicted as well. Obviously, we didn't predict it would go this way, but we said that there was too much riding on this fight, that Charles was going to win this fight by any means necessary. And if he had the grappling advantage and he saw the opportunities, he was going to take it. He was not going to just concede that, okay, this is a BMF, so it's got to happen on the feet. Charles, from the get-go, was going to fight this fight smart, because there's way too much on the line for what comes next if you win this fight. And that does include, by the way, a potential Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, but this is anything from BMF, though. And look, I get it. You want to win. You want to get another title opportunity. But this is...
he's at least making the ground stuff exciting. This is not let's take BMF off the table for a second. If we're just watching this fight, this is not a non-exciting fight. Right.
Submission attempts are there, and all that. Great defense by Max, keeping his head turned. I mean, he's in a face crank right now, but
we're only saying that because of the fact that it's the BMF. But any other circumstance, this is a very exciting fight.
Absolutely. But I'm worried more for Charles. If Charles Oliveira does this, the BMF does not have to live within a legacy and down a lineage, right?
Yeah.
They could literally say, all right, that wasn't BMF worthy. We're moving it on to fighter X versus fighter Y.
Yeah.
Right. And then now we just got a fresh slate. They have done that with this belt.
But I don't think they'd do that to Charles. He's so beloved.
Right. But this is, but this is not a BMF type of fight. And people expect, this was a top heavy card that has gone all decisions. I mean,
except for Drew Dober. Shout out to Drew Dober, the real BMF on the card.
Yeah, I mean, and
Michael Johnson getting in there and mixing it up at 40 years old.
RoboCop and Michael Johnson and Dober really came to throw BMF. But Max Holloway, it does need to do what he does need to find a way to the feet. He does need to find a way to avoid takedowns. Now, 10 minutes of two guys laying with each other, and there are some strikes going on and there are some submission attempts, but the people that run Paramount, the people that now run the UFC, they hear BMF belt and they blur out the word because they don't even want to say it. It's so bad, but man, this has got to be something insane, right? And then this happens, and most people that watch MMA have no idea what's going on or the complexities of these positions that Charles has Max in right now.
Exactly.
But you got to appeal to the masses.
That's it. Round 2's over.
10-9.
Aside from the BMF title, it's a fight that made sense for the division. Yeah, exactly. This is a fight that probably could have been made just looking at the rankings and where things stacked up timing wise.
Yeah, true.
JD Jackson, shout out.
Yo,
this is not a BMF. Stand them up. That's
I agree, brother.
That is exactly the comment I expected out of him.
Hey, peep these cards.
Yeah, you
JD, peep these cards. We got stacks of cards, and we're actually opening up one more pack later. We got some world champions. We got some high-level guys.
JD is actually our brother-in-law. So the sister we were mentioning that hasn't watched MMA since Ronda Rousey lost to Holly Holm. That is her husband and our brother-in-law, JD, and we love him. He's our favorite brother-in-law. He's also our only one.
That's right. But he's pretty good. We don't need another one.
He'd probably still be our favorite.
Unless I bring one into the family. We did pull a Melina. But JD, just so you know, hey, Chris, what are we at on the live stream?
11,000. What happened?
11,000.
Something happened to the TV. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys.
Thanks to all 11,000 plus of you for tuning in so far, guys. We are in the thick of the main event. The BMF title on the line. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway throwing down. And guys, this is not going the way anybody expected.
Yeah, hold on one second, guys. I apologize. The TV just froze up and then turned off for us.
It's all good.
Okay, JD said kicked off for him too. Anybody else get kicked off there for a second?
That's exactly what. Uh-oh.
An error has occurred. We're working on fixing it. What the?
Where's Stream East when you need it?
Oh, man. Let's see here.
Come on, baby.
Watch now. It's my TV too. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yo, everybody drop it in the chat. If your TV's having problems, let us know.
It seems like it is, everybody. Paramount Plus and ESPN mode right now, Rogers. I could not agree more. I literally was talking about how much more I'm enjoying Paramount because of the fact that I haven't had these issues at all. And then on the biggest fight so far, this crap happens.
What do you think is going to happen when the Mac returns? When he returns, they're going to shut the whole thing down. This is such a bummer. We're really missing the main event. Yeah. Thank you, Paramount.
Oh, you got to be joking me.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lippy.
Another person you have to
yeah.
This is absolute bollocks.
Johnny said, I guess paying $80 was better. I would agree with you, except for the fact that this crap happened when I paid $80 too. So at least I'm not paying that
spend
tonight.
$80 at Whataburger.
Wow. What a letdown. Holy crap.
If we turn this thing back on and one of them has already won, I'm going to explode.
Well, I mean, if this doesn't happen soon, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Even a decision, that's what's going to happen.
We're going to be
still moving, so they're able to see it somehow.
They should literally stop the fight if this happens.
It could just be people in the stadium.
That are with Kalshi doing
the Kalshi. Well, no, all it takes is people. Okay, so we're back on. We're
live. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, guys. We were totally in the dark for the first half of round 3.
No clue what happened. If anybody saw it, let us know.
The time is 2 minutes 46, 45, 44, 43 of round 3. Charles Oliveira is on top once again of Max Holloway. I hope they got some striking off before he took it to the ground, but again, we were in the dark.
This makes you really a lot of people were hoping that Max could make a run to the top of 55 one last time in his career, maybe fight for a title. With Charles and Arman and Ilya in the division, like it seems that he's too susceptible to the takedown to make that a reality.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. And
okay, we're back on. Are you guys back on?
Did y'all get back in? Yeah, let us know. It works in Spanish.
JD says it's on in Spanish if you want to switch to that.
Yeah, so put that on silent and then listen to us and you can watch in Spanish. Hola, español.
In all honesty, I see Arman getting the shot against the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I against the winner of this or against the winner of the BMF or of the undisputed title.
Yeah.
Charles is an awesome person, but damn, he's being whacked tonight. Yeah, this is not what you wanted for the BMF belt. I get it. It was in fairness, it was more exciting on the ground in rounds 1 and 2. But this is just
this sucks.
This is not fun for the BMF.
And look, again, I'm fine with it if we aren't going to have the BMF on the line. But when you are called to fight for the BMF, you need to fight like a BMF. And that can be grappling. But we need activity, not just dominance.
Man, I thought I was going to go 5 for 5 tonight, Nick.
Oh, that sounds like a good combo at a fast food restaurant.
Y'all have it back up. Yeah, we've got it back up.
Yep.
I can see Arman. Oh, okay. I can see Arman versus the winner, but not for the BMF. Yeah.
No.
Possibly. Yeah. I don't think the UFC is giving Arman any BMF title fight soon, and I don't think they're going to let Charles defend it.
And look, if you listen,
if he continues on and wins.
And here's the thing: the biggest star in the sport, even still to this day, as much as people hate it, is Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor said he was very eager to potentially fight the winner of this fight. If Charles Oliveira does this, there is no chance that they give him Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor needs to strike. And I'm not trying to hide him from any grappler, but at this point you can be selective with his fight and his matchmaking. And this may have just put Charles Oliveira in a spot where he's not available for a fight for a title because it doesn't really make sense against Ilya or Arman if Arman were to get it. And he misses out on the red panty night, the biggest fight in the game, which is what Conor wants, is a BMF title. Yeah. They're not going to make this fight. They'd just assume give him Nate Diaz trilogy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I still think.
Okay, so here's some highlights. Okay, so Charles landed a knee there. Big knee on Max.
Max is looking flat, man.
He really is. This is a really bad performance for Max. Yeah, Charles would smoke Conor totally. But the problem is, would he take him down and submit him? And, would the UFC make that match
and embarrass
as a result?
Because I assume if Conor got held down for 15 minutes like this, he would find a way out.
Charles is winning, but at what cost? Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Charles the problem is Charles was so beloved coming into this fight. And I'm not saying he won't be beloved after this fight. Charles has done enough in his career, but this isn't
helping.
This is not helping the legend that is Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira.
Yeah. All right, round 4. We're in the championship
Mac needs
rounds.
to wake the F up. Like something's got to happen here. We're in championship rounds.
Look alive. It's coming to you.
Imagine if Charles does this for 4 rounds and 50 or 5 rounds, and in the last 10 seconds, Max points down, Charles obliges, and Max flatlines him.
I mean, that would serve him right.
All right, here we go.
I don't mean to sound like an Oliveira hater, but
I love Charles Oliveira. Okay, nut shot right out of the gate. Max is okay. Didn't seem like it was that bad to begin with, but Charles has got some good power low kicks and some good body kicks.
He's got Max fighting on the defensive, not even looking to engage offensively, really. This is
okay. Here we go. A little mix up on the feet there. Max is still sticking that 1-2. He just can't. He can't defend the takedown. And Charles is throwing a body kick, and then he's immediately following it up with a takedown. Charles looking to grapple again. 4 minutes to go.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd
is roaring boos. 18,000.
Can you imagine who in the hell thought that we would hear roaring boos between Max and Charles? What a bummer.
That big fight feel that you and I were feeling leading up to this one,
it's fading.
Has left my body completely.
I'm hoping for one thing and one thing only at this point, Nick, and that's the last 10 seconds obliging.
But Charles already said if he gets there, he's not going to do it.
Yeah. Well, why was he practicing for it then?
I guess in case Max had the complete control of the fight.
Yeah, if you're losing the fight, it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you might as well, screw it, YOLO, and we'll go for the last 10 seconds. Okay, so we got just massive control time for Charles.
How many in the chat?
11,400.
That's pretty good.
It seems we got a big pop on X, and then it's kind of, I think that's cumulative. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I think that's cumulative throughout the night. But still, I mean, that's
Chris
fantastic.
said 20,000 earlier total.
That video on X said is views-wise.
Yeah.
20,000, but I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works on X, but we'll
keep pushing it around, guys. Subscribe, follow, do all the things the comments, the likes, everything the algorithm likes. We really appreciate it. We're trying to color this thing up as much as we can for you, but there's not a whole lot to call. We've got basically a stalemate on the ground. Max is on his back once again. Charles is on top. Tons of heavy pressure, chest to chest, and he's basically in like a scarf hold position.
Now, with how Armin has been lately, that's how you get yourself into a BMF title shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Armin fighting people in public and being this BMF in a lot of ways. In the octagon, he hasn't earned the right to be a BMF yet, but one big win can definitely change that. And Armin, the Armenian Batman, I mean, he's exactly
big elbows there by Charles. At least we're seeing some ground and pound. Charles transitioning to Charles is. Let's just talk about the skill for a second, because I think we're all let down by what's happening. Charles is so good, man.
Charles is incredible.
He's so good.
And he knows where his bread gets buttered, which is on the ground. And Max Holloway has zero answers. So I don't really know. We shouldn't expect him to do more to win the fight, but maybe do more to entertain the fans. However, when you're in there.
Hamza said, last 10 seconds, Max points down and Charles immediately pulls guard.
Literally. That's probably what's going to happen.
That's funny.
Although I will say I'm beating up on Oliveira a little bit for this performance, but the takedowns have been pretty damn solid.
Yeah, and
it's not like a guard pull.
And it's not like he's not exciting on the feet when it is happening. It's just too brief, and he's just using it to get his takedown.
Stays like this any longer, and we'll have to rip a pack mid-fight.
Yeah, oof. Joe Rogan's trying to color it up, talking about the domination and everything, but I think everybody kind of knows this is not what we wanted.
No, and when you look back on the history books, you got to look at the stats from a BMF fight. You want, Remember, we were talking about how Max Holloway was 400 some strikes or 300 some strikes away from breaking 4,000 total, leaving everybody else even further in the dust on that record board. It looks like he's landed about 4 strikes, not 400.
Yeah, this is becoming the worst fight in BMF history.
100%. And remember, the first one was not all that competitive, but at least it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It got stopped because Nate Diaz wouldn't. What is it called?
The doctor stoppage.
The scar tissue.
Yeah.
Scar tissue, yeah.
That I wish you saw.
Wow. Okay. So not really much to comment on here, guys. Max is just still on his back.
We got 10 seconds left in the round. 10,
there's no real submission
9,
threat. Max has
8.
got control of one arm.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take a temperature of the crowd. Listen to them.
Somebody just said, ITSN said Islam is not even this boring.
Yeah, I mean, this is Jalton Almeida type work right here.
Joey said Charles is the grandmaster on the ground, but this sucks. The BMF title's kind of dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be the time to take the old BMF title out back and
no,
put her down.
You know, I think they've always had it wrong with the name BMF. I think it's good for selling, but baddest MFer stands for who's the guy that can beat up everybody. And honestly, if they have to take the BMF and go reposition it somewhere else, it needs to go to John Jones, Alex Pereira, the guys who truly are the BMFs, the baddest dudes in the company. This belt, to me, because it's been contested at 70 and 55, should be called the People's Champ, because these guys aren't the baddest MFers, but they are the People's Champ. I think that's a more accurate description than baddest motherfucker. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Should they change it to the People's Champ Award, the People's Champ belt, or should they look to maybe take it out of 55 and 70 and insert it somewhere else? There's BMFs all over the divisions. And
here we go. Round 5, 4 minutes, 53 seconds. We had an embrace there. It looks like Max is visibly frustrated. I can understand why. Let's see what happens. Oh, Charles is throwing it down. Maybe Charles won't. Oh, nope. Straight back to the takedown just as soon as it was about to come out of my mouth.
Stay on top. Stay on top.
We got Max Holloway on top now. Let's see what happens.
In all reality, Charles can hold him here.
Imagine if Max pulls this out.
But literally, Charles can just hold him here. If he can get double unders and hug the body, he can eat up clock. He can afford to lose a round.
Yeah. Somebody said Hamza put the BMF on the Islam Ilya fight.
Yeah,
they would never do that. But I mean, if Ilya wins that, like, it's hard to imagine that he's not the baddest MFer in the sport. I mean, I get it. You have to factor in weight class, but Ilya is that guy. Luciano, I told you guys. Yeah, I mean, you called it, man. You called it.
You had told us and told the rest of the world, man, because everybody thought Max Holloway was going to do the damn thing.
Rogers Arbitrary has an interesting thought. They need to reset the BMF. Do it with Diaz versus Masvidal rematch or McGregor Diaz 3.
That's how you insert Conor into a title fight main event.
You just pull it out and reset it.
Yep.
They should abolish. Kook says they should abolish the BMF after this fight. Nothing badass about this.
And that's your punishment, right? If you don't perform like a BMF, you don't get to defend the BMF.
Yeah. It's not enough to just win the BMF title. If you don't do it in BMF fashion, you get stripped.
Yeah, this is making me actually angry.
Max needs to elbow the SHIT out of him while he has the chance.
Yeah,
agreed.
I'd even send an elbow to the back of the head just to see if the ref will stand
it up. Yeah,
literally. I mean, at this point, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, Charles is literally holding defensively to make sure nothing happens.
Man, Charles is going to lose so much fan base.
Literally everything he's worked for.
Everybody loved Charles coming. This is such a bad night for Charles, and it's so weird to say that because he's dominating this fight.
And he looks good for sure, but remember, this is a BMF fight. This belt and card was made for a certain type of fighter and certain type of fight.
Yeah.
Now, the whole card didn't really live up to expectations, and we were hoping that the top-heavy card would have a bombshell of a main event. But, God, man, we're halfway through the round. 2 minutes and 30 seconds exactly of the 5th and final round. And, I mean, we're talking single-digit striking probably from both guys in each round at the most.
Charles has got more than that because he's thrown on top. But, on the feet,
Yeah, but single digits per each round.
There's your answer.
It's a bummer.
Not going to let this be a rematch.
Absolutely not. No. And what does Max do from here, right? I mean,
yeah, it's a tough spot for Max Holloway.
They might look at BSD or something for him. Somebody else just in the rotation. Patty
or Connor.
Yeah.
But
but it has to be for a belt, and that'd be BMF. So I think repositioning it with Nate is the more realistic move, honestly, in that position.
Because Max is never going to grapple Connor.
No.
And Max does have a loss against Connor. This is killing Max.
Yes.
Strikes thrown.
It is.
Yeah. No, this is a bummer.
It's killing my love for New Bronx.
20 minutes of control time. Who would have thought we'd have seen 20 minutes? Connor can't make 55. Yeah, the fight would be at 70 for sure.
Just like the original one, BMF.
Yeah.
And the original Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Connor cannot make 55 at this point.
He did say he accepts the winner at 185.
Yeah. Connor's just like, we're not doing weight. We're going back to 93. There is no weight classes.
Yeah, he said, I saw their sunken in faces and them cutting weight. There's nothing BMF about that. When in reality, the hardest part of the fight
Connor's going to have a heyday on Twitter after this. Is he? Wow, 49 seconds left in the BMF fight, and this has been a grapple hug fest. Oh man, this is a bummer. God, man, we got to sit down and recap this tomorrow, Nick.
Yippee!
I mean,
I love breaking them down.
We have to call it we see it.
We have to always talk about what's next, and we're going to have some interesting things to talk about because I'll go home tonight, listen to the post-fight. I'm sure Dana will be quite vocal and opinionated.
Yeah, Dana's going to be really pissed.
He first, John Jones pulls out of his, earth-shattering card announcement that he was planning on. Honestly, the promotion for that felt lackluster because it felt like it was put together in 24 hours.
Okay, Max. Oh, that's it. 2, 1, boom, done. Charles Oliveira, Max.
I would be really angry if I was Max. That was bullshit. Look, as soon as they did the 10-second thing, Max did land a good shot.
Yeah. So did Charles too, though. Like, oh man,
Charles was getting the better of the grappling exchanges there.
Charles is going after somebody in the. Oh, get his father,
but probably not somebody. Yeah, not somebody like
his old man. You know what? You gotta love your parents, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Like, I can't hate on that. Look at how happy his dad is, and
yeah, I mean, he got in and out unscathed.
Yeah.
There's Armin.
Rob's like, that's right. That's what we do, baby. -1 fan. Yeah, I hear you, man.
Well, and what I don't like is it feels to me like he pulled a fast one on Max. Yeah. You get the BMF title. We know what to expect. And again, we're allowed to have a little bit of fun every now and again. Of course, the rankings are merit-based, and we have to go up the rankings and try to make things make the most sense. But when you have these guys who aren't in title contention necessarily, but they have a cool belt like the BMF on the line, you got to know what job you were given. And they were contracted to give a BMF-worthy fight. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Blame is to be shared.
Stock went down like it's 2009. I hear you, bro.
Yo, better not pull a freaking Charles Oliveira card.
Yeah, if we pull a Charles Oliveira card,
I'm lighting it on fire.
We're gonna bend it.
I'm gonna give it to a kid with sticky fingers. One of my nephews with some sticky fingers.
Yeah, he's like Cheeto hands. There we go.
Little Cheeto dust.
Yeah, those Pokemon cards you gave my son, he immediately took them home and just went to town on them. Yeah, he loves them. He plays with them every chance he gets. But they're definitely not worth. I hope you didn't give him any ones that were worth any money.
All right, I know one of these guys personally. I met him out in Vegas. None of these are going to blow your hair back like the other cards selected.
You cheat, so man. You're looking before. You're supposed to have a candid reaction when you pull these.
All right, well, I'm pulling now. Justin Jacoby.
Nice fella. I like Justin. He's a BMF.
He's one of those hard-nosed type. Yeah.
Dustin Jacoby.
Pereira in glory. That's
good
right.
Deal.
Julian Marquez. No, that's the guy. He's truly a good guy. He was cutting weight and helping others who were suffering during cutting weight.
Oh yeah, you told me.
And it just a really nice guy.
He seems like a good dude.
He was training at James Krause's gym, and so I don't know where he is these days, but obviously not at
Krause's gym.
Um,
Okay, Max. Somebody said we need an Almeida Volkov type of robbery.
I would love to see it.
Okay, unanimous decision. And new. Look at his dad. Put it around his waist. The dad's like.
Act like you've watched one of these before.
Yeah. It's like Charles is like, son or dad, put it around my waist. So ITSN said we know what Charles is doing in that Ilya rematch. If he gets it
He's
after that.
Slept in that Ilya rematch.
All right, let's see who we got next.
A man who retired from the game and arguably the best fisher in the game, Gregor Gillespie. No longer in the game.
That's cool. He's been out for a minute.
Some good tats. And then we've got a guy, maybe the only guy, who can successfully hit backflips while fighting in the cage. I don't think he needs any more explanation. Michel Piera.
There we go.
Check it out.
These are some cool cards, man.
Was he new in 2022?
I don't know how to tell.
It might say RC on it.
All right.
That kiss they just gave each other is the most action either one did tonight.
And that whole fight.
That was the straightest thing about
That was the straightest part about
Joey said what happened here tonight is why Dana has lost interest. I mean, that and Zuffa boxing, but that's a great point. All right.
And
so
make
here,
no mistake.
we have a Charles interview.
It's going to be Portuguese, so I'll say this quick, though. Zuffa boxing could become a snooze fest just like that.
Yeah.
Very easily. Boxing has a tendency.
Okay. Joe Rogan is shining this up as best he can, saying it could be one of his best performance. I mean, it was a great performance, but it just was not what this belt is for.
And to be honest, I don't really love that. Like, I'm happy his kid's holding the belt, but
okay, Charles is speaking Portuguese. We need the
interpreter is processing.
He wants to thank God for his family. Toughest guy he's ever fought. It couldn't have happened any other way. He had to come and dominate. So Joe said he was surprised Charles was the underdog.
Well, everybody was under the pretense that they were going to have a BMF style fight.
Yeah. And that would have favored Max. I mean, I get why Charles did what he did, but it's just a tough spot. He's not going to build any fans tonight. And that's a shame because he's now the BMF champion. And he is a beloved fighter, more so before than after.
Yep. They're asking Charles Oliveira right now what's next for him.
Let's see what he says. He wants the White House? Or he said he wants the winner of the White House?
This was the fight of the night.
Oof.
Yeah, Dana's about to fight him.
This is okay, cool. Well, so Nick, there, in fairness, I didn't realize this. There is one more pack. No, hold on now. Here's what I think. Because we're going to sit and recap this tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do the recap. And then for all of you guys in the chat here, come back tomorrow. We got one more pack to pull.
We'll complete the set.
We'll pull the pack tomorrow at the end of the recap, which we will film tomorrow and hopefully drop tomorrow night or
I'm with it. Monday night,
Monday morning.
Sunday, Sunday night, Monday morning. Just depends on the processing.
So come back, guys. We're going to open the last pack. Maybe this one's going to have the $100,000 card in it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to save one for tomorrow. All right, Max is getting interviewed now.
He's saying give it up for him, not how the fight he expected the fight to go.
Okay, yeah.
Rogan is asking him thoughts.
Do you have thoughts on what's next?
He's not done yet.
He's going to come back and beat somebody's ass and get right back in title contention. God love him. But
Patty the Batty versus Max Holloway is the fight to make.
There you go. There you go.
They're both coming off losses, both big names. That could be a great fight.
Good piece of matchmaking there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. We
I
got a
guess that
picture of
settles it.
Oliveira and Holloway. I think Nick wants Whataburger, and I got to take his butt home before I head home.
That's right. Hey, there was a big storm. I'm glad we didn't lose power. I was
Seriously,
really
I was worried for a second we were going to lose power. We got a torrential downpour and electrical storm here in Houston.
Pedro Sauer there.
Look at Pedro. Poor Pedro. He came in for jiu-jitsu and
where was any of the technique, man?
Oh, man.
Max couldn't do anything. But Charles Oliveira is a very legit black belt, the submission king of the UFC. And to not get submitted by him with him on your back for about 25 minutes is, I guess it's a feat to be proud of. But
there we go. Good rest of March. I mean, next weekend's the worst one of the three.
But Evloev versus Murphy is something I'm excited for because somebody's O has got to go.
I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see Izzy come back. I think he can win.
Izzy's still one of my favorites, even though he's come on tougher times, and I don't think Joe Pfeiffer has anything for him.
We need to do a deep dive on those two fights.
Yeah.
So guys, the videos that have been performing the best for us are when we do what we call our deep dives on a particular fight. We spend 25 to 40 minutes, sometimes even, going through every aspect of a fight, breaking it down from a striking, grappling, and intangible perspective. And we've been making the predictions on some of those. We've just been kind of breaking the fight down and then doing the predictions later on. But we're kind of playing with that a little bit, how we want to do it. But I guess my question is, what fight coming up in the next few weeks? And it doesn't have to be main event. What fight, and you don't have to answer right now. You can leave a comment or shoot us a DM on Instagram or something like that. What fight would you what fights, let's say 2 more fights, maybe 3 more fights before the end of March, would you most like us to do a deep dive on where we break it down from a technical perspective? Would love to hear y'all's thoughts.
Yeah, it needs to be booked, so nothing that's not booked yet, or it seems
not a hypothetical, something that's on the books for March.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then, guys, they're showing us the promo for Zuffa Boxing tomorrow. Check it out if you want to. I think they're going to have some growing pains in the early parts, but it'll be promising. Hopefully they get some good talent, and then, of course, hopefully the fights deliver. But if you were bored with tonight's performance, sometimes boxing matches can feel even more grueling. So just watch with that in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that about sums it up, guys. Thank you for sitting and watching with us. Tonight was the biggest night numbers-wise that we've had for these.
Thank y'all so much.
We really appreciate y'all all for coming out and watching. And make sure you come back tomorrow for the recap. We're going to recap the total main card and talk about what's next for the men, mostly in the main and the co-main, and talk a little news because there's some things breaking for the White House. So I have a feeling tomorrow's episode might be a long one, Nick. It might be an hour-long episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one, but a good one. There's a lot of things that we have to digest tonight. We'll listen to the post-fight press conference. We'll get our thoughts together, and we'll come out. We'll show up for you guys tomorrow. And don't worry, we won't lay on the ground for 25 minutes and talk about a whole lot of nothing. We will get after it.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This is the place to be every Saturday. And thank you for keeping it family friendly. You are welcome. We try our best. Sometimes a word or two slips out, but I have a 3-year-old at home, and I don't do it often, but when I do, boy, is he right on it.
And I do it often, and I've already had to shell off or shell out some shekels to his cuss jar. Yeah, for sure. Just real quick, I want to make sure I get everybody before we sign off. That belt needs to be named the boring MFer. Yeah. Kind of feels that way after night. Charles dominated, but that was not a BMF fight. Totally agree. Joey says, what a bummer. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sorry, boys.
Imagine if boxing was 12 rounds for the BMF was 12 rounds. So that's boxing. Yeah, that would be something. Yep. All right, guys. I think that's it. It's fun watching these with you guys. See you next time. Thank you, Joey. We will be back next weekend. It's not that big of a card, but hey, we're going to be watching the fights nonetheless, so we'll be here hanging out. Thank you to Kalshi for sponsoring this, and we're going to work on the graphics for next time. Hopefully, we can have it a little bit better for you, but would love to hear y'all's thoughts on what you like the ticker that showed kind of the live statistics changing as the fights went on. Nick, you got anything else to say?
Shout out. Thank you so much, Kalshi. We appreciate you, and thanks to each and every one of y'all that tuned in. You don't realize how much it helps us, but it really does. I know most of y'all already like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. But if you're on any of the platforms that you haven't followed the Barnhill Brothers or our personal pages, be sure to do that. We're always posting things on stories, whatnot, pictures, all that. So get over there. Make sure you're locked in with us.
And join the Discord. The Barnhill Brothers Discord is really picking up. It's all diehard fans in there.
Yeah.
I literally learn things about fighters all the time from the people in that chat. It's some sharp MMA minds. We have a great friendly chat. It's PG. It's family friendly. Jump in the Discord, and
Roger was commenting earlier. He's in there.
Yeah, Roger's arbitrary. He's got some really sharp takes. So if you're still on the chat, thank you. And I think that's it, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.